Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. We got people still sitting down, shuffling in. I'm your host, Chris Long. This is Dr. Fax. That's Nolan. There's Cowboy Reed. And there's Beau inside the computer.
Hello. I'm in here. I'm out here. I'm everywhere.
He is. He's everywhere. How we doing?
I know you've seen that belt to ass.
I actually just watched it.
Belt to ass, right?
Because I didn't get to watch it in real time.
Oh, man.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
We're going to hit it.
Yeah, we are.
We're going to hit all 49 of those run plays.
Yeah, and I bring a new
Jags brand up.
Got some nice signatures on this helmet. I had to dig in the stacks for this.
Yeah.
You know, I got a vintage. I was just looking at this.
Let me see this. This is like
Campman.
a David Garrard era Jags helmet.
Maurice.
Is that Campman right there, 74?
Yeah, you know he got the scripture on there.
I love Campman, dude. You know I love Campman.
Pot roast on there.
Oh, pot roast.
Yeah, I got an Aaron Campman signed photo for like my 13th birthday for my dad, and I had that thing like on my nightstand for like 5 years.
That's so sick.
That's lit. That's a great guy to have. A great guy to have in your nightstand.
He was a hell of a player, man.
Mercedes Lewis is on
He
there.
protected me while I slept.
Yeah.
Look at that. Mercedes Lewis is on there. Still freaking doing it. My first year as a Jag.
Hell yeah.
It's crazy. He's still out there helping Reed's Broncos win some games, man.
The best team in the league.
Best team in the league, dude. Look at that. Beau leave. Who else Beau leaves? Anybody else in here? I do. I do.
You should Beau leave. And here's the thing. We're going to talk about this today. Nolan and I were talking about this on the ride over, and it's something that I've been talking about a lot lately, which is this is a very unique year for teams' aspirations. I mean, like, there's no juggernaut. There's one team. And that's what this conversation is born out of, and we'll talk about it in the Rams breakdown. But the Rams are playing like one of those complete football teams. You can go down the list. Every other team right now, and a lot can change by the playoffs, is really good in one area, lacking in another. Might be quarterback. It might be offensive line. It might be defense. The Rams seem to have all those things. The point is, Reed's team, God's team, and
My
teams
team.
like them who are flawed but have 9 fucking wins, they got to believe they can win the whole thing. And you know what? The rest of the year I'm done poking holes in teams based on like what they can and can't do, because it seems like it doesn't matter this year. Like there's only one of those teams out there right now as it currently stands. And there are matchup problems as you go up and down the list. Like there's certain teams that I think don't match up well, and I'd be like, oh, I hate it if they saw that team in the playoffs. But largely, it's a fucking free-for-all. And teams like the Broncos, who we're going to talk about in a couple minutes here, are in it. So we usually do international game off the top. I'm not going to do that. That game was hideous.
Atrocious.
It was
the poor Spaniards.
We're gonna see. Yeah, I know. Like
they didn't deserve this.
What did Spain do to us that they sent them that game?
I saw something.
Is that like a form of a tariff?
Yeah, like coming to this game, there was some report of like somebody from the league office was talking about how important the Spain market is for the growth of the game. I'm like, then why are we doing this to them?
Good deal.
Like,
good deal.
Treating them pretty poorly.
Yeah, that's a brutal one. And there was supposed to be scoring. We'll talk about that in a little bit. I was shocked. It was like Vegas knew that these guys could not convert and got to have it situations. I don't want to break this shitty game down before the shitty game happens. So we're going to put that in the flyovers. This week we won't start with it. We'll start with the big Sunday night tilt, shall we? And I'm going to make it about the Eagles, no question, because that was a big win for the Eagles, who keep, a lot like the Broncos, keep finding ways to win. You know, like people are going to complain about the quarterback or the offense or the passing game or, you know, this, that, and the third, but the defense is kind of carrying the team right now, and they're finding ways to win. Okay. I think this game encapsulates perfectly the pickle that the Lions have found themselves in from a personnel standpoint up front. I happen to think the Eagles have one of the best interior defensive lines in the league. Mm-hmm. But in a matchup like this, the big three wrecked the whole thing for Philly. I mean, that was the story of the game for me. It was a story watching it, and then it became the story as I turned on the tape this morning. You know, they've taken two privileges away from Goff this year. You know, the first one is the run game. It's not always there for them. It wasn't always there for them last night. I thought it took Dan Campbell a while to get the ball in the perimeter. And then the second privilege that's maybe the most obvious in watching the passing game is pocket privilege. He's always had pocket privilege. You know, he's always had a nice, firm middle of the pocket that he can count on, not being at his ankles. You know, the guard play has always been very good. The center play this year, because of injury and turnover, you see what you saw. And, you know, I just thought, like, on the Phillips sack early, guys, I don't know if you saw this, but Jalen Carter just speed bumped Tate Ratledge. Mm-hmm. There was a play, and I'm not trying to pick on Tate Ratledge because I think he's a good player. He's going to be a good player. But Moro Ojomo, who has played fantastic all year long, had 2 big 4th down stops, including the fake punt, which doesn't go to him on the stat sheet, but he's the one kind of groundhogging that thing and making a pile. Ojomo hit Ratledge with basically a hump move, backed up late in the game. Maybe you saw this, Beau, but Ratledge flew out of the bar so fast that I thought he was out on a perimeter screen. Like,
that was perfect timing on that.
Yeah, it was a whooping, dude. And, you know, we talk about the PBUs. They kept coming up. And a lot of times I think we make too much out of, you know, a wayward PBU where a guy's getting blocked and he gets his hands up and everybody's like, man, what a great play by the defensive lineman. You know, when you do it 3-4 times in a game, I think it definitely followed some very smart coaching points this week about, like, this team operates with or without Sam Laporta in the middle of the field. You know, in cuts, digs, crossers, the whole thing. And if we can get our hands up, they're 3 6'5" guys, basically. They probably average out 6'5". And when they get their hands up, it makes things really hard for Jared Goff to operate in there. So I thought the entire interior defensive line was fucking dominant. They were dominant in the run game. And you get to the guys on the edge. Phillips was great, man. I saw Phillips kind of bending back Dan Skipper on a tackle over situation. You see guys like Nakobe Dean making plays. He ran with a wheel with Gibbs on one play, and the very next play he's bringing pressure. You know, as you watch this defense, it starts in the middle with the linebackers and, you know, the interior defensive line and a nickel who can really play, but they also obviously have, you know, a lockdown corner in Quignon. They've got guys that make plays all over the field. Like, everybody does their job on this defense, and they're really well coached. So just a banner night for Vic Fangio and for the interior defensive line. They won the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, just to piggyback off that, you gave Ojomo a lot of love. I thought Jalen Carter, man, I don't think he's been quite as disruptive in the run phase this year as he was last year, but he was awesome last night. I mean, he made a bunch of plays either along or behind the line of scrimmage. When he got doubled, didn't give any ground and let Zach Bond, Nakobe Dean, they're so fast, they're so instinctive. Those guys could knife through, kind of leverage their speed to get through gaps, create negatives. And just one more guy to shout out in the run phase too. I think an underrated aspect of Reed Blankenship's game is the willingness to insert into the run fit.
Third down,
Huge.
down on the goal line.
Huge.
It's Gibbs and you in the alley.
Yep, exactly.
You know, and he makes the play. It's like
when you have a safety who's willing to insert and you know, mix it up with the big fellas, it's such a problem solver for
That's
defenses, right. and Reed does that really, really well. And obviously the pass rush group. I think last night, the numbers last night said Goff didn't complete a single pass when pressured. And that's always been a big wart on his game. You know, across this season, he's got a 53.9 rating when pressured. That's 26th in the
You know, I
league.
said that earlier this year, and I got yelled at.
Well, the numbers don't lie.
No, they don't. And I think Goff's fantastic, but he's not a guy who can play off the spot.
Right.
And in a game like this where the weather's shitty and you could see early that it's going to be hard to throw the ball,
Yep.
like the difference in the game is having a Jalen Hurts, who I don't think played great throwing the football. I'm not going to put him on the hook for it, like, because I thought the wind was terrible and guys were dropping balls on both teams. So, like, while the passing game in general, I'll get there in a second, but, like, I don't think Hurts was, you know, I'm not going to blame the passing game on Hurts in that weather because it happened to Jared Goff too. But the difference is in the game is the 3rd and 13 scramble where they rush 3, or, you know, the backbreakers where he's backed up. Aiden Hutchinson takes the inside move. You talk about flat loopers. I need a flat looper there. Mm-hmm. He rolls out and hits Dotson, who gets behind the deep third player. Like, That's the difference in the game, is having a
Exactly.
guy who can move his fucking feet.
Exactly. And if Goff is the quarterback on that play, like if you swap the quarterbacks out,
It's a
talking about-
safety.
you're talking about a safety
It's a safety.
and losing possession, and that's a catastrophe in a low-scoring game like that. I agree. I think the mobility of the quarterback was a huge difference in this game.
And the last thing, and Beau, I know you want to get in here, brother, but like I thought Jalen Phillips, the first sack you get the credit for. You get the credit for the freebie.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that not enough people are talking about right now is 4th and 4 with the game, with the game on the line down there when you're in the red zone. For all the 4th and shorts that Detroit didn't get and that sort of thing, and guys kept showing up, 4th and 4, he hit fucking Penei Sewell with a stab slap that was beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, it was gorgeous, man. And that's where you save your big rushes for. He has showed up. I think he's going to be a really clutch player for this group. And now you've got this great interior offensive line. You got a 3-down player at left end, which is one of the most important positions on the field, because if the guy can play the run, he's going to be over there in traffic dealing with tight ends. You can stack, big wings up. You can disrupt in the run game. He's a rusher. So they keep stacking personnel wins, man. Like that trade is going to be, I don't know if it's going to be the biggest Howie Roseman deadline move he's made, but like it's up there.
Totally.
It's up there, yeah, dude. And that was kind of, I got a little quiet because I was riffing in the chat with the gang, and
I love that.
Kind of fun. But dude, I don't think people understand how hard it is to go to a new team and have success, whether it's in free agency. Like I went to, I was a part of 3 different teams during the course of my career, and every time you go to a new team, it's almost like you have to reinvent yourself, and that's to Jalen Phillips' credit, to go to a new team mid-season on a trade like that and immediately have such a big impact. I don't think you can really understate it, like how important that is and how tough that is to do. So I kind of said it reminds me of Zach Vaughn a little bit. Like obviously he wasn't, a trade like that. He was an offseason acquisition, but for him to come in and immediately be like, oh shit, like we were missing this. And it feels like he's been on the team all season. It's just been a couple weeks. So that's, credit to him and credit to Howie and Vic for going and IDing a guy who they knew would be an immediate impact and would be a scheme fit. And then, for Jalen to execute like that, it's really impressive to me. And then I think, we've talked a lot about the defense here, especially, after the win in Green Bay and, the win against Detroit last night at home. But to me, this feels like a much more this is a much more exciting kind of defensive win than the one in Green Bay. And there's, a lot of similar circumstances like cold weather games, windy, shit like that. But like if you just look at the defense at a macro level, I'm not seeing any area at all where there is a weakness. And I think that's really what you want at this phase of the season. Like it feels like they're just fucking firing on all cylinders, man. And I'm not like, I'm just kind of going through, and it's like you just don't feel like any level of the defense is going to be exposed. I don't know, at least not after a game like last night.
I mean, we've said this, it's kind of a litmus test. Can you find a Dory Jackson or whoever it is outside, Keely Ringo, whoever it is. And that's it, like right now. And so you got to hope for good health. You got to hope that your tackle depth stays intact because you got great tackle depth. You got to hope that teams don't find your weak link. And last night it was going to be really hard to do that. I'll say this, like watching this game, I said this to the guys last night. It was a dead under, right? I said that on the live. I hope y'all took it. But watching the game, it felt like if that game's played in a dome, it goes over. I think both offenses find a way to get guys open. Now Patullo is going to have to call different route combinations in a game where he sees that much man or press coverage or the 3 played like man in certain situations. So you kind of got basically man coverage outside, and it felt like they never adjusted to calling man beater, concepts. And it's something that we've always complained about with this group, although sometimes they show up and just play meathead ball in the passing game and win. It's the biggest meathead passing offense I've ever seen, dude. Where, and last night...
Because you just kind of know what you're going to get, and it's just like, this is what we're going to do.
Our guys are better than your guys. Yeah. Here they are. Yeah. They're better than your guys. But Rock Yassin, Amik Robertson, those guys play their asses off, and, they played man coverage some. They played 3, right? And they were really competitive on the ball. And when you're running shitty route combinations and you're running basic stuff, it doesn't make it any harder on those guys. And so, whereas where they man Tampa up the whole game a couple weeks ago, Baker missed schemed up shots. There were no schemed up opportunities where I'm just like, oh, damn. There were a couple things where you get in the red zone and you give A.J. Brown the RPO And you're like, okay, they're going to give him a steady day's work. And there's certain things where I'm like, I like the idea on some of these run concepts. I thought, they hit some explosive runs, but too often penalties, drops, and just the ball not being where it's supposed to be and throwing the ball to very predictable spots in the field. And so I think it played into Detroit's hands. I think they were surprised they got so much competitive coverage. But that's also a Detroit thing where, like, last year they manned people up. They said, fuck you, you got to beat us. And it was because of situations like the Darnold game or what have you. And last night I think they looked at the weather and said, hey, it's going to be really hard to throw with precision. Let's man these guys up. And I thought they were a little bit more competitive on the ball than I assumed they would be. I thought they'd play zone like Green Bay did last week. So in a game like this, again, it comes down to the quarterback having a little athleticism, being able to get out of trouble, and Detroit in the money downs. Like, that's not like Detroit. It kind of reminds me of the San Francisco playoff game where people are like, man, why'd you go for it? Why'd you go for it? Why'd you go for it? Well, that was the beginning of this thing where everybody was like, is this really what he's going to do? Last night, the weather makes it more understandable. But to echo the sentiments of, Dan Campbell and people that supported him in that first situation, a lot of those plays are there. They just didn't execute. And so the Eagles did their part in taking opportunities away in fourth down. I did not like the 4th and 2 fake punt. Just fucking go or punt the football.
Especially against punt safe. I mean, dude, the way that the Lions operate offensively, you kind of expect them to just go for it on fourth down. They're pretty successful with it historically. It's like, why are you trying to get so cute against punt safe? You know what I mean? Just keep your offense out there if that's what it's going to be. I don't know.
Question.
Call a timeout and just get your offense in the best position to actually convert that. Don't just run a fucking basically a duo. They just ran a
with their bad players.
I know. It's like, come on.
It's like when Sean Payton was like, let's throw on 3rd and 1. We won't do it with the quarterback. Let's do it with the wide receiver. Go ahead. So what was your question?
You think Dan Campbell should take the glasses off and go back to letting someone
That's
else call the
interesting.
plays?
No, honestly, I think he schemed up some winners, man.
Like going for
No, but they schemed up some winners.
Yeah.
They're always going to be aggressive.
I got you.
I think both offenses play better if they play again inside. Like, and that won't happen because the Eagles are going to have a better record come the playoffs. But let's say the Eagles had to travel to Detroit. I think there's more fireworks in that game. And I think what it took Dan a while, he was talking about setting up the pass game with the run. Like, they were peppering the flats early, trying to get people to come down the flats. And, eventually, they find Gibbs, they just have to force him the ball, dude. If Gibbs is not on this fucking team, it is an ugly deal. I mean,
That's big facts.
And I think Detroit's a good football team.
Yeah.
And I think it's more of a compliment to Jahmyr Gibbs. He might be the best football player on the field in most scenarios that he's on the field. Like, who's better?
He's a walking explosive play. Like, they should be force feeding him touches.
And they started.
Well, dude, they're getting him so many wheel routes and angle routes.
Yeah.
And I'm like sitting there, and dude, to Philly's credit, like, who was it that was running with one of them? Was it Dean or Campbell or something like that? But I remember just being like, that is an incredible mismatch. I feel like against any linebacker, and I feel
Stride
like
for
it
stride.
Stride for stride. So impressive. You know what I mean? But if you're thinking about matchups that you don't want, that's up there.
And a quiet thing here. Amon-Ra St. Brown, and I've said this the last couple of weeks, he's dropping some balls.
Yep.
I've been whispering it. Now I'm going to say it out loud because he's top 10 in drops in the league.
He's on the list. Wow.
Yeah. So,
He had the worst single game catch rate of his career, 16.7. The worst previous in his career was 33.3.
12
And
targets.
another thing is, before I forget, the Eagles, hey, I thought the Lions got robbed at the end of the game there on the PI. We all were just dumbfounded by that call. So if Lions fans are in here, we're sorry that happened to you.
What do you mean, dude? AJ Brown got
can-
fucking mauled on that.
Okay, yeah, you're right. But we also want to point out, just for the sake of fairness, like I thought that was on the tush push where Buddy Steen reached out and grabbed dude's hand. That's an offsides. Timing of when the calls happen, though, I can't argue with it. That's a bad call. Not that I think Detroit goes down and scores because they hadn't done it fucking in 45 minutes of gameplay. But, to be fair to that team, they probably deserve the ball back one more time. I thought there was questionable officiating all weekend, including in that scenario. That just happened to be a huge – it made you feel like at the end of the game, like, damn, it comes down to a call. I want to see the defense. It probably ends in a Jalen Phillips walk-off sack. Like, that's how I want to see the game end at the link. So, Lions fans, I'm sorry that happened, but they're not perfect. The Eagles are human on they made the Eagles look human on 4th and short, and they're starting to look a little bit more human in these tush-push situations, whether they're penalties or you're overthinking it or you're getting stuff. Like, I don't see that a lot, so it's something worth watching.
So with the D tackles combining to have about 5 PBUs between them last night, getting their hands up for the Eagles, Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. Do you think that just so happened in the flow of the game, or is that something, if you're a D coordinator, you look at doing, maybe when we're playing against the Lions, they have a lot of these middle crossing routes. We let our ends rush, and we maybe do have our D linemen stay there and keep their hands up to kind of cover these passes.
Well, they're pushing.
Interesting you said that.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I saw something that Jordan Davis said in the media, and I don't think this had been mentioned yet, but he said that he saw something in Goff's throwing motion that was some sort of timing indicator as like when to get your hands up as a defensive tackle. Let's not forget, dude, Jordan Davis is a fucking massive human being. I think he's 6'6", but I feel like his arms are especially long. I think the thing is, Vax, is you just, like Chris kind of mentioned this earlier, all the stuff that the Lions do over the middle, you just know that that's an area of your defense that they're going to attack. So if you're Jordan Davis and you're in the vice, so you're rushing the slide, it's just great timing by him and awareness to know that that's a huge part of their offensive identity. It's like you're not, a one-on-one anyway. Just get those massive dick beaters up there.
Oh my god!
I tried to slip that in there. I got no reaction. I was like, "Fuck."
Oh my! I'm not trying to go where we were last week, dude. I'm just not trying to go there. So that's a big win for the Eagles, especially you consider hey, if the Lions figure this thing out and keep winning or start winning, it could come down to a tie break. It's a fucking conference game, and as you can see, while I do respect Jared Goff's abilities outdoors, it is tough playing that team. And they were down Sam Laporta. I'll give them that. And I do think the Lions are fine. I think they just ran into a buzzsaw, and I think they played a team that matches up really well against them in a situation that it was going to be hard. And they got what they got. And it was funny after the game. They got what they got. I sound like Jordan Davis after the game. Remember after the game they had Jordan Davis and they were like, "What'd you think?" And he was like, "Well, that's what they get for coming in here. Like they got what they deserved." I'm like, bro. I'm like, do you think they?
Yeah.
Did they
They're on the schedule. They got.
Did they
it.
just walk in and piss
exactly.
on your sofa and be like, we want to play you tomorrow, dude? But I love that because it was that kind of game where it was like. It was the two biggest guys at the bar.
Yeah.
That's what that shit reminds me of is it's Roadhouse and whoever the two baddest dudes are. The minute Dan Campbell walks in, Nick Sirianni's looking at him and he's looking at Nick Sirianni and everybody's at each other's necks. It was a really competitive fucking football game. And Jamison Williams, who I love.
Golly.
With the Delilah's thing.
What's that? The jumping on the pole?
Yeah.
I love it.
No, I've never been
that.
to Delilah's, but I hear that's what happens there. I swear to you, I haven't been to that one. It's a strip club in
I
Philadelphia,
could
for the
fix that.
reference. But don't. but the fact, come on, the stripper, you're probably gonna get penalized for that, brother.
Mm-hmm.
But why? Is it because he used
I'll tell you why.
it's the
They
field
used
goal
to-
I'm
post?
sure there's a
Post
real
a lot.
reason.
Yeah,
it's probably
I think
a
it's
concrete
probably
rule.
the same thing
You
as
can't use
dunking.
props.
It's probably dunking, because those field goal
it
posts
fucks
they
up
do
the goal
move,
post.
yeah, and they have to
Graham
level
did it.
them.
Yeah.
But he's a small
That's what I
guy, no harm, no foul.
I don't know, man. He really went into that pole.
Because I think about it, back in the day, did Zeke get fined for jumping in that barrel?
Oh yeah, I'm supposed to retweet our live stream. Let me do that.
He
right
did
now.
get fined for jumping in that barrel that time. I just feel like certain things that they should be. The fact that Buddy didn't get fined for doing the double pump on the ground, humping the ground twice.
Well, not yet.
Not yet.
Not
Oh,
yet.
Yeah, who was that?
From the Bills.
Who did that?
He ran the running back. Ty Johnson, maybe?
Was it
What are
Ty
you talking
Johnson?
about?
Yeah. I think Ty Johnson, when he scored, he faked a hamstring injury, and then he laid down.
Yeah.
And
And
then
you
he
say it's
humped the
bad
ground.
karma because didn't that happen to somebody earlier this year?
I think
Yeah.
faking an injury on any type of celebration is bad karma. Just like, don't do it.
I think putting your testicles in the goalpost might be a penalty.
Bad for him.
When you put it like that.
Yeah. All right. So
how bad did you want to see that cost him though?
somebody
Like,
says, somebody in here, somebody in the chat, Kevin Kernick says, JMO, oysters.
The oyster boy for sure. Man, I feel like so many coaches.
We might need to give out like an oyster award.
Oyster award of the
This
week.
thing's kind of taken life of its own in the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
I'm shocked how much everyone in the chat loves
The
the
most
oyster
paused
guy.
move of the week.
Yeah.
All right.
Jeez.
So shall we get into Rams Hawks, because that was the big one.
Bears?
Oh yeah, we do need to talk about the Bears first, because
Damn, you
we
loving the Seahawks? You want
No.
to talk about the Seahawks?
No, what do you mean?
Just jumping games?
No, I forget. I got to worry about this whole show. Excuse me for making a mistake. I don't get my 2 games and come in with free lunch every Monday, fucking like everybody else. All right, so I mean, fuck.
Holy shit, you had that one ready to go.
No, I didn't. It just rolled off the tongue. Hey, you guys, can you handle this game and a half?
Price of free lunch just went up.
Yeah, that's Al Groh. All right, so we've got the Bears, because the way I structured this thing, I was like, at the beginning of the show, I want to talk about division leaders. When we get to the flyovers, we're going to basically put all the wild card teams in the flyovers. We are talking about the Bears because the Lions lost this game.
Mm-hmm.
Nate Collins, Chicago Bears, one of his teams, 7-win team in the NFL right
this
now,
is such a
leading
big
their
weekend for
division. Do I think that the Bears are like a contending team? Hard to believe. I think even Bears fans would tell you that. They're a year ahead of schedule, but boy, am I impressed with the way they're growing up. It's all positive from me, especially when it comes to the quarterback late in games. But it hadn't just been the quarterback. The mark of a good team is winning close games, right? Like finding a way to win close games, finding different ways to win close games, finding ways not to lose games like they did last year late in games. Okay, the last 2 weeks has been the offense, right? The 2 weeks before this week, where it was a freak show catch and run from Loveland. It was, hey, in 3 minutes of offense, we need 2 scores. Let's do it. 150 yards. We'll go get that against the Giants. But they got a kick return yesterday. That's big. You had a turnover that you parlayed into a game-winning kick against Washington. You got a blocked field goal against the Raiders. So you're finding different ways to win. And I thought also, kind of a microcosm of that is not every week is going to be a wide receivers game for this group. They found the tight ends yesterday. And in a game where Caleb Williams is blitzed 78% of the time, 78% of the time, did Caleb Williams do something personal to Brian Flores' family?
Light him up.
That was a chin check of epic proportions, and he passed the test. He didn't take a lot of sacks. He the whole year he's been that way. Just to play like an adult on the road in that setting, I think is the story of the game for the Bears. And they're a flawed team, but they're a flawed 7-win team. Now on the other side of things, Minnesota
9.
It's getting to be it's.
You're not that guy, pal.
You're not that guy. You're not that guy. You're not that guy.
And I'm not saying he can't be that guy. I don't want to take away. I want to be fair to him, but the same way I've said, like, hey, I watched Michael Penix, and Penix played well yesterday before the injury, which is very unfortunate. But, like, I see things with a young quarterback that I'm like, red flag, red flag. I'm not saying you can't be the guy, but I see a lot of red flags with 9. And, it could be related to the car door injury, right? Yeah. But I've seen a repeat pattern of just for this offense to be maximized, you got to be able to hit the big throws. You got to be able to hit the big deep outs, the big deep comebacks, the digs, the deep overs. Like, you got to be able to take out big chunks, man. And he has not made those throws with regularity. And, somebody's asking in here, do you bench him for Brosmer? I don't know, because if you think he's the future, I think the uncomfortable truth might be that he's not ready yet this year. And if you think he can develop through playing, because this is his second year and he was hurt last year, you have to stick it out. And it might cost you a year of your window.
So,
and the thing that they have to contend with is this is a GM that hasn't drafted particularly well, and now they're on the ass end of a quarterback decision. The saving grace for them is that Sam Darnold was like a terrorist yesterday.
Yeah.
That's the only saving grace. Because had he gone and won that game, and he almost did, having thrown 4 picks, this is ugly, man. And so I'm not saying it's a 5-alarm fire or something like that, but it is like early on. I'm not encouraged by what I see from the young quarterback.
So with you saying all that, and if I truly believe that,
Yeah.
if I'm on that team, what do I do if I'm Justin Jefferson, who's in the mindset of right now?
You deal with what a lot of other players in the NFL have to deal with, which is being in fucked up situations. I had to deal with it for a lot of my career.
I think if you're Justin,
He just happens to be one of the best players in the league.
But it's just like,
But that's something.
self-help book, you read it on the sideline.
But the reason why I think it's different is even though you're in that fucked up
Yeah.
position in your career, you're in a position where you control everything that
Not
you're
true.
doing.
Not true.
Well,
Not true.
Well, not total.
Not true.
But don't you think a wide receiver has to rely more?
As a pass rusher, do I not rely on leads? Do I not rely on coverage? Do I not rely on game scripts? I mean, like,
yeah, but,
it's not a clean analogy, but what
Yeah.
I'm saying is whether it's a backer who's got guys in front of him that can't fucking hold a double team,
Yeah, I got
or a corner who has no pass rush, or like players deal with this all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
He just happens to be so fucking good that everybody's like, this is such a shame.
Yeah.
It's all relative. What can he do? The same thing he always does, which is he's a team player and and he tries to keep his body language. He's pretty good with the body language.
yeah, that's
I think
what I'm
you are
saying.
seeing a little bit of frustration from
Yes.
him. Like for the first point, for the first time ever, I think in his very successful last couple of years, like you're starting to see some of that frustration creep through. I feel like he might have thrown a helmet yesterday, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember.
Don't blame him.
That was
No.
I don't blame him either. And I'm not saying
If he picked
listen,
the
it's an
quarterback
emotional
up
game.
and threw him, I wouldn't blame
We all
him.
know that.
And then everyone keeps talking about this 9 is cool, 9. He's probably like, fuck that.
It's his least favorite number.
Right.
Justin Jefferson counts to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, dude.
Exactly.
I fucking
like,
he's
fuck
like,
that alter ego. Throw me the rock.
and I don't
Give
think
me the rock.
listen, there's nothing wrong with being a young player and being like, hey, I got to have confidence and swagger. I got to lead a
Absolutely.
team. People got on Bryce Young's ass because he's quiet and diminutive, and he smiles a lot,
Yeah.
And then they're on JJ McCarthy because he's too tough guy and he's too
If you're not playing well, people hate whatever you're
whatever
doing.
you're doing.
Yo,
I
The
was
only
just
way
about-
to fix it is to play well.
It's just a
dude.
win.
Right.
Because you know what's
But
funny?
in the meantime, maybe the quotes.
You know what we haven't heard about
smidge left.
in so many weeks? That was probably the hottest topic at the start of the season.
What?
Haven't heard one fucking nail polish joke at all about
No!
Caleb Will. You know why? Because he's winning games.
Because when when that young kid breaks the pocket
Yeah.
with the football in his hand, I'm like, oh, something's about to happen. dude.
Playoff blue nail polish coming soon.
I'm
to
just-
Chicago. You guys wait for it.
I am really happy, and it's so fun to cut through the bullshit in sports media because we talked about, he grew up on the West Coast. He cried after a game. He paints his nails.
that.
Is that a purse? Is that a merce? Who gives a fuck, man? Watch ball.
cares?
And if you had doubts about him coming in, like I did the first year, it was because of the timing with which he played. It was because of him playing sped up compared to what he had to do in college. And he's gotten over that thing. I mean, he's not taking sacks. He's playing with better timing. He's better coached. Surprise, surprise. The guy's got a million fucking tools.
But also, one thing that we haven't brought up at all with the Bears, their run game has been really impressive.
No
the last
question.
Couple of weeks, like they had 140 yards rushing, and it's like he's not having to do it all himself. Is kind of what I'm trying to say. And you're getting a sense that this Ben Johnson culture, whatever that might be, whether it's got that Dan Campbell flavor or if it's got Benny J's persona of its own, like you get a sense that the Bears are actually finally developing some sort of culture, and that's what I'm excited about. The thing that I am interested in is like they're winning games, and that's the most important thing. We all know that. They're kind of winning these ugly games, and I really don't have a good sense as to whether or not they are a good football team.
But why did
Winning games is the number one hallmark of a good football team, but I just can't tell if they are challenged by any sort of team with maybe a more consistent approach on a weekly basis if they hang in there whatsoever.
I want to see their schedule so far this year because like you start with the year with a loss to Minnesota, you get fucking drugged by Detroit. That game's closer now, I think, but it's still not a great matchup for them. You beat Dallas, you beat the Raiders, you beat Washington, you beat New Orleans. You lose to Baltimore, you beat Cincinnati, you beat New York, you beat Minnesota, where the quality wins. Those and in today's NFL, the reason I'm sitting here saying, okay, if a Broncos fan over there or an Eagles fan over here, if we were to say, hey, Bears fans like, we're like you. Well, no, you're not. Your team's flawed just like our teams. But the quality wins, and I think that's a very fair thing. We want to see that happen. They're going to have some chances here coming up.
They play Pittsburgh, then they go at Philly, at Green Bay, then the Browns, another game against Green Bay in Week 16, and then at San Francisco, ending with Detroit.
There's a Browns sandwich because you don't call it a sandwich because of the bread, but like the Green Bay's the bread and Cleveland's the meat. Sorry, Nate. But in that situation, like that's a month straight. Here's who they get for a fucking month straight. Here's who they get for 5 weeks straight. TJ Watt, Highsmith, those guys we just talked about in Philly, Micah Parsons, Cooper, all those fucking dogs out there. Cleveland, Myles Garrett, and then back to Green Bay again. So and then they get a short break on defense or on offense at least facing San Francisco, but then they play Detroit. So if they get in the playoffs, they're absolutely real.
And fortunately for
it'll
them,
work itself out.
Fortunately for them with this run of opponents is there aren't too many offenses right now that on a consistent basis are playing great football. And that's the thing with Chicago. Their defense has not been good this season. They have Jalen Johnson practicing, trying to get back from IR. Kyler Gordon could return to practice from IR this week, but it has been a problem for them. They're not generating pressure. So I think that's going to be something that we'll see down the stretch rear its ugly head.
And listen, I know you guys don't think this stuff matters, but last night I looked and was it Bears laying 3 this week in a game against the Steelers? They're going to win that game.
Yeah.
They're going to win that game. It's still Bears laying 3.
Is Ramsey going to be suspended?
I feel like they're going to win that game.
Is Ramsey?
No, Ramsey. Why would Ramsey be suspended?
He threw the punch. It's just a fine for a punch?
I feel like in this
Aaron
situation,
Rodgers
you
might
kind of
be
got to
out
be
there,
like, listen, you got spit on.
And that's what I was going to ask you. But like, can they do that?
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But the whole point is, I think the Bears should feel like they should win at home this week against the Steelers. You should be able to run the football. Let's see. I mean, like, so and I can't wait to see Darnell Wright against the Steelers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's one of my favorite players in the league.
When he
that's one of the most underrated players in the league because he should be
week-
talked about the way they're talking about the guy in Detroit,
when he
who I heard never gets beat.
when he stonewalled Brian Burns, that spin move,
Yeah.
he spun it and just stopped him. And he was Brian Burns was looking up at him like, wow, man, that was a lot of power.
He's a powerful man. He's a fucking powerful man.
So
All
hold
right.
on real quick. If we're looking right now at the playoff picture, we don't need to get into this a ton, but it's the Bears.
There's a whole
who would they
wild
have
card
in the
section.
first round?
There's a whole wild card section of this show, Beau.
Okay.
It's on the back.
All right, well,
end.
we can wait.
The Bears would have the Packers first round, 3v6.
Woo!
Right now.
So they still have Green Bay twice on the schedule is kind of what I'm getting at, Chris. But we can wait until the wild card section.
There's a possibility they play 3 times. Ugh.
Yeah.
Those are the
In
best.
what,
actually.
like a 4-week period?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do?
5-week
Like,
period? Yeah.
but we'll talk about Green Bay and the whole picture later on in the show. I want to get back
We
to
want Malik Willis.
yeah. Do you really want Malik Willis?
Maybe.
If you're a Packers fan,
I mean, I
think that's
I like what it
extremely
looks.
short-sighted after the way Jordan Love played yesterday.
It is, but I do like the wrinkle.
We'll get there.
Seeing him a little bit. I don't.
It wasn't quite a wrinkle.
Huh?
It was an injury.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
But seeing him in there
Yeah.
during that little bit of time, it's just like,
I mean,
this
he's
is a
fucking-
new little, it's a wrinkle that you can maybe throw in to help or make it harder for D coordinators to look at, to have to.
Do you guys want to preview the Monday night game right now too?
My bad.
No, I'm fucking around. I'm just fucking around. I'm just busting y'all's balls today. I'm gonna just bust y'all's balls all day. Because because I'm like dad driving a minivan, dude, on like a 27-hour school trip. You know, I got Fax and Beau in the back. All right, we got to get to the Rams and the big win yesterday, because this was a huge game. We kind of described it coming in as two teams that were the best in the league right now, the way they were playing. I still think they you know, when you aggregate the way these teams have played through the year, like, good luck playing these two teams in the playoffs. Like, these are matchups you don't want, depending on where the game is. Seattle at home is a bad matchup for a lot of teams, but the Rams can match up with anybody, and that's why right now I feel like, you know, if we're being honest, and I know, you know, Eagles fans will tell me, well, we beat the Rams. What's the eye test say right now about, like, the way the team's firing on all cylinders? I think this is the best team in the NFC right now.
Yeah.
And I think we should start this breakdown this way. Ernest Jones said after the game, Sam has had us in every fucking game. For him to say it's on him, no, it's not. If you got anything to say, fuck you. Now, before I say anything about Sam Darnold's performance, I just want to say, Ernest Jones, I don't think he's a bad player, and I like you, so it's not fuck me, dude. It's just I'm doing my job here. The difference in the two teams that are so similar, and we described it that way, you know, we're kind of like, hey, it's, you know, the one outlier is maybe the special teams, because Seattle's special teams is better than the Rams and that sort of thing. And the one thing we're not really talking about enough is the quarterback. You know, and that's not to say Sam Darnold's not a good football player, because I think the fucked up thing about him right now is no matter what he does, other players get a game like that. 4 picks, spectacular. When he does it all the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, when Sam is like, I'm going to shit in my pants, like, I'm just going to go. Like, I'm not even going to, like, I'm not going to try to hold it. Like, is that running down my leg? No problem. Like, I want to get it all out. And that's what the game was. And, like, listen, Josh Allen just lost to the damn Miami Dolphins last week and looked terrible in the process. And yesterday in a win where they scored like 1 million points. Now, do I think Sam Darnold is Josh Allen? No, but I'm illustrating a point, which is other quarterbacks get like bad performances. Patrick Mahomes played like shit in some spots yesterday. Sam Darnold played like ass yesterday in the biggest spots, threw 4 picks, and they're kicking a 61-yard field goal with a chance to win it. So keep that in mind. But the Rams earned this win, and I think the Rams, you know, not only have the advantage at quarterback, but they have the advantage of a team at home who probably felt disrespected on the defensive side of the football, that all we talk about is the Seattle defense. You would think the delta was like this between the defenses, when in reality it's somewhere in here. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I think the Rams, even with Quentin Lake down for much of the game, found a way in the biggest spots to force Sam Darnold into mistakes. And the worst thing about the fucking picks is the first one, it's 1st and 10. It's cover 1 robber. Kitchens reads him like Goodnight Moon, dude. He's like
a book.
Like a book. And I think Sam will sometimes predetermine where he goes with the football, and I think sometimes he presses. And the first one was a predetermination. The following few picks were presses. Now, the second one, Byron Young wins. You've got him in your armpit. You're ripping the football, right? And Durant, they've been going at him early. He makes a play. But the second half picks were terrible. And I'll say this because the first one's on 1st and 20. And I don't think he sees the safety, not once. I think he predetermines it. He throws a pick there. 3rd and 3, this is terrible because it's a 2-score game. All you have to do is burn it or check it down, kick a field goal. It's a 1-score game. Instead, you know, and Shaheed's open in the middle of the field, by the way. The games up front really frustrated this offensive line. We said that coming in. They can't block games, dude. A lot of this offensive line, and I'm not saying it's a bad group, but there's a thin veneer. And the veneer is held up by, one, good health, which we'll talk about in a second. That's going to be a problem going forward. But also the run game and, you know, slowing rushers down based on being in big personnel. And when the game gets out of their control and they have to go lighter personnel, they did not run the ball well. They can only really run the ball well right now in this matchup out of heavy personnel. And, you know, I just thought in this game, like, being behind the game script was pretty illuminating because it causes them to press. And, you know, as much as Mike McDonald trusts his defense and punts it on, like, 4th and 1 late in the game and that sort of thing, they can only do so much if you're kicking field goals. I think before the half they should have gone. They're down at that point what is it, 14-6 or something like that. They get it to 14-9. To me, you should just fucking go. You're getting the ball out of the half. It puts even more onus on your offense to go down and get a score. But in that scenario, you should go. I just thought, I just thought this was now you've got Bradford. Okay, Bradford, who hasn't blocked a single second-level defender probably all year in the run game. One thing he does well is like a big like double team guy, like big body in there, just the grunt stuff. But you lose Zabel, okay, and you're down your center and Sundell. It's like a school of fish in there. It used to be one fish, now there's three fish.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be hard for them, for two tackles who are not like world beaters outside, to protect. And so that's why I'm worried about, like, and it's not all Sam Darnold's play, but I am worried about, on the heels of a game like this, one, the mental toll it takes on the football team. And you guys know this, when you come back in a building after your quarterback just lays an egg like that, and your quarterback's Sam Darnold, is there any doubt? I know what Ernest Jones said, but is there like an internal doubt where it's like, damn, this is what's going to happen in a big game? And for Sam, does it creep into his head? And does this stuff up front start to compound? You got to get healthy up front. I don't know what's going on with Gray Zabel. What's the deal with him?
I don't think there was an update yet this morning, but I don't think the reports were too positive. Oh, wait, no, there we go. An hour ago, Mike McDonald, really positive injury update on Gray Zabel. But yeah, I agree. I thought Chris Shule had a hell of a plan in this game. You know, from a coverage standpoint, it felt like every in-cut that JSN or Cup ran, there was either a safety playing inside leverage on it or a linebacker playing underneath of it. That was clearly a point of emphasis for them. They're going to take those throws away from him. And then I also felt like Shaheed just did not have the impact that they hoped he would. And I think that was because of, like you were saying, Chris, the pressure those guys were able to generate. They kind of sped Darnold up. He wasn't willing to wait for those longer developing concepts down the field and there were opportunities down the field.
That's
for Shaheed.
right.
When you go through the tape, there were spots that could have been cut loose for him.
Dog, the play Forbes made, we got it.
Yeah.
Forbes played big.
He was great.
But that go ball in the red zone, like, that changes the game.
Awesome play. Yeah,
Great play.
He does a great
little bit
job.
underthrown, maybe.
He does a great job with running with verticals. With the length and the speed he has. Being a higher cut guy, he can get caught a little bit in transition with, like, in breaking or out breaking routes, intermediate level. But anything vertical, he can blanket those. So, and I also thought the Rams rushing defense did a great job too, especially versus outside zone. Seahawks had only a 14% success rate with that concept in this game compared to 36% across the season. That's top 5 success rate in the league with that concept. So shout out to our guy Byron Young, Jared Verse. Those are the edge setters in that defense. They did a great job keeping those runs turned in.
Yeah, dude, and honestly, it kind of became a thing where they were reducing, like, Verse, I don't know if he has carte blanche to kind of reduce when he thinks they're getting front side zone. Yeah. But they really like to muddy things up and make it bounce all the way. And listen, like, they're just a physical group. They're so physical. Landman's physical.
Yep.
The back end, tons of unheralded guys. We talked about Emmanuel Forbes, Durant making plays, Kitchens making plays. The difference between them and Seattle is marketing on defense right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just is. Like, Seattle's – they're incredible. They're a really good defense. Are they LOB territory? Well, I think it's a little soon to have those conversations. We've kind of hinted at it because people have brought it up. Mm-hmm. But, I think there's 2 really good defenses in that division, and that was proved yesterday. So just a fucking Sean McVay win, man. Like, that's the one thing about the Rams. Like, early in the game, it's turnovers, it's the run game, it's the Beau, as you pointed out, the screen game.
Yeah.
They can take on different forms to beat you.
They're really good, man. I don't think that the Rams, I mean, I've been gassing them as much as possible. I don't think they're getting enough love. And I know we've kind of moved on from this conversation, but I know, just talking about the Darnold stuff real quick, I want to see him so badly overcome this kind of Rams playing the Rams kind of yips type thing. And he has them one more time. And I'm just fucking saying, I want to see him absolutely ball out against the Rams on December 18th, just so we can, like, hopefully he can finally, like, overcome this and put it to bed.
He'll be fine. I think he'll be fine.
His time in Minnesota. Yeah. I think he'll be fine too. And I think he's great. I just think he has a little bit of the Darnold hangover perception of like he's always going to be this guy because of, the way his Cinderella story in Minnesota ended last year. And I just want him to fucking put that narrative to bed. That's all.
But I promise you, the narrative is not Minnesota. It's just the draft. It's the Jets, which people have a really hard time moving on from. Like, again, he finished the year last year really bad, but it was explainable. And what if I'm the Seahawks and Schneider's done a great job of building this roster, but like I thought at the deadline going out and getting a guard would have made them a really bulletproof unit. Now you really wish you had, because I don't know what's going on with Gray Zabel. Hopefully it's nothing. But they have injuries inside. So that's what worries me about Sam Darnold's future. I think he's a good player. I think he'll stay that way if you protect him.
Speaking of that Week 18 or Week 16 matchup on the 18th, did this game give you much confidence in one team or the other for that game?
I think if I'm Seattle, I'm coming out of it and saying, dude, our quarterback threw 4 picks on the road, and we almost won. Like, we got the ball, and this is another thing. Shout out to the Rams special teams, who have been much maligned this year, punting the ball at the end of the game. And by the way, the Seahawks had shitty field position throughout the whole game. I told you to look that up. I'm sure you got stats on it.
25th. They started their own 25.
Yeah.
But 4 times they were inside the 10.
Yeah, and those starts make all the difference in the game, especially when it's a field goal game. But at the end of the game, how about that? The thing that separates you in a game where we said, hey, the Seahawks special team's so good. Rams, not so good this year. The most perfect coffin corner punt I've seen all season. Half-yard line. That game comes down to a kick. And it's compounding because the Seahawks spend a minute getting out of the shadow of their own goal line because the Rams knocked down the outbreaker inbounds on first down. And then it's just like a fire drill, man. And so, like, Rams defense, Rams special teams, Rams offense didn't have to get going.
Right.
Which makes them a complete football team.
And that 20 yards on that coffin corner punt is pretty much the difference in the game. Because they started the 1 and then they missed the field goal to end.
If they started the 15,
it's
a chip shot.
Yep.
And if ifs were a fifth, right, Nate? But like the point is, special teams came through for the damn Rams there, dude. So, by the way, this is a stat that I didn't get to spit out during the Bears-Vikings breakdown. The Vikings have now called 16 pass plays this season on 3rd and 4th and short, 3 or less with McCarthy as the QB, which I don't think I have the end of that stat, but it wasn't good. So that was just staring at me from my ledger here. All right, let's get into what's next.
Bills Bucks.
Oh my God, Bills Bucks.
Bills Bucks. Old Josh Allen putting on a superhero cape.
Josh Allen did put on a superhero cape, but I'll just say this: like on a day where he tied Cam Newton for the NFL record in rushing touchdowns, he was like 75 or something from a quarterback. Mm-hmm. It's ironic because like Cam would have these days where like he might throw a pick or two, but he just puts the fucking team on his back and goes and wins the game. And it wasn't perfect all the time, but damn it, if you were alive to see it, any of these young people that question Cam Newton and like what he was in his prime, you're too young. You weren't born early enough, and I don't blame you for being ignorant. Mm-hmm. But he was just a one-man band, and that was kind of like, ironically, he was doing it with like a vintage mid-2010s Cam Newton group outside. Somebody said in the chat last night, what do you have against Shavers? I got nothing against Shavers. I didn't call him an asshole. I just said he shouldn't be leading your team in receiving yards. They're doing this thing with Gabe Davis outside off the street. They're doing this thing with Shavers outside. They're doing this thing without Kincaid. And they're doing it against a good defense. That defense makes a lot of other people sweat. And so, the reason I kind of like on a week like last week where people are like, what's wrong with the offense? And I get it. Like, I shit on Josh last week. He didn't play well. There's nothing wrong with this offense. The defense eventually is what worries me on this team. But yesterday they were just able to outscore these guys. I thought Todd, and I respect it, the Warriors spirit to be like, hey, and Shakir said it before the game, this is the most physical group of corners that we play. Todd was like, fuck this, we're going to play our game. We're going to man these guys up because we don't think they're that good outside. And Josh just made him pay for it. There were plays with the backs, getting them involved. Obviously when you're gonna sneak James Cook out through the B gap and Anthony Nelson's on him in the red zone, that is a mismatch. They found those mismatches, and I thought Joe Brady, for slumping as he's been, I thought closing out the game, that last drive, there were a lot of really good run concepts. Just Josh Palmer back on the field, the whole thing. I would say this about Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis, this works. Keon Coleman doesn't want to show up on time for shit. And you heard Deion Dawkins talk after the – sounded to me like somebody who's a good vet, who's going to be straight up with you, who's not going to sugarcoat it. He's not going to tell you he hates you or it's over for you, but he's going to tell you it's close. And that's kind of the way I think it is for Keon Coleman right now.
He's showing up late to stuff?
He missed a meeting. He missed a meeting like on Friday or something.
Oh, wow.
Which is a bad deal. That's the day everybody's supposed to be mentally on the ball in the building. And it doesn't matter when you miss a meeting, it's a bad deal. But the point is, I'm not saying it's addition by subtraction, but what it is Gabe Davis on the field. Think about them not making a move at the deadline. And, you heard rumblings of Jalen Waddle and that sort of thing, Brandon Beane not being willing to, like, part ways with what it would have taken. Now, you could have gone out and made a move for somebody like A.D. Mitchell or something, which is great. By the way, looks like the greatest receiver on the planet until the ball hits him in the hands. Fucking, you could make any number of small splash plays. The Gabe Davis play off the street is a really good one for me because you think about what they need is you need a guy to walk in and know how to just plug into the offense. This guy and Josh have been playing catch for years now.
Yep.
And I think him coming off the street, there's nobody like him. If Gabe Davis was like a Denver Bronco next week, everybody would be like, I don't know if he's going to make the team, and
Right.
They don't have the best receiving core outside, but it makes a lot of sense because of the familiarity. And I think like off the street, 4th and 4, going to him. How about that trust? I just think I think he took a step forward in the pass game yesterday. Defense is going to be a fucking hold on to your butt all year long, dude. But
I'm concerned, Chris. I have concerns.
Yeah.
On here. You mentioned it briefly, but the rushing defense, I mean, just with some of the injuries that they've had inside, Ed Oliver being gone has continued to just kind of rear its ugly head for me. Now, the Bucks, they've had a pretty inconsistent rushing attack. I've talked a little bit about it. I like Sean Tucker. I like Rashad White a lot. I think they're good. Now, Bucky Irving, I've always said, like, he's their guy. He brings the juice in their run game. But, like, this isn't a crew who should be putting up 200 yards on anybody every week, I don't think. With the injuries that they've had offensively on their offensive line, like how banged up they've been. Now, don't get me wrong. They're getting healthier. But I'm just trying to say, like, if there is a concern of mine for the Bills defensively, it's their run defense. And it's got to be, especially, like, this time of the year is when you want to have the strongest rush defense. Going into the playoffs, late season, cold games where teams kind of know who you are defensively. Like, you've been putting the same stuff out on tape every single week. So I think that's going to be a pretty big concern of theirs going forward. I'm not sure how they, the best way for them to fix it. I just think this is a little bit of a glaring weakness.
There's no way out, bro. It's like at this point in the season, it's a sobering thing when the trade deadline passes and you look around at your room and you're like, not that most of my teams were ever like trying to buy at the deadline, but you're just like, nobody's coming to rescue us. Like if our D tackle group can't stop the run, like there's not a bunch of like, glass eaters just sitting out there on the street, ready to.
Well,
come
me
in.
and you are available, Chris.
We are available.
We've said that before. We're ready. Like, I can get 12 to 15 snaps a game.
Yeah, I don't know,
maybe
man. I'm
more,
not
30
popping
to
my
40.
Achilles to play a 3 technique. Like that's what they tried to do to me in New England, bro. I'm not going back there. But like, no, they the guys inside, like I said last week, it was a dumpster fire. The tape was terrible. And I also think the backers, man, like I thought Bernard made a lot of great plays yesterday, especially like knocking down perimeter screens and that sort of thing, like quick game out on the perimeter. But they had those guys in a blender. They had those guys in an absolute blender. And then at one point, Matt Milano, I think, is in man coverage on a back out of the backfield, and they hit him for a big gainer. So it was Sean Tucker in the red zone. I just think if I'm a Bucs fan, I am encouraged by what I saw on tape from a run game standpoint. I know it's the Bills, but but I thought they were really cooking with gas in the run game. The problem is fourth quarter down 5 in a game where you can't get a stop. The ball's on 39-yard line, your own 39, mind you, but it's 4th and 2. And Todd Bowles, defensive head coach, saying, we can fix it. Like, give it back to our defense. I think I can do better this time. That's the problem sometimes with a defensive head coach, where you're just too conservative because you have a built-in bias that your unit has not played well enough yet to date because of something that's controllable. In that situation, in a 5-point game where Josh Allen's in Superman mode, you've got to fucking go and hope that you can force them to kick a field goal, because that's exactly what happened. Is you punt them the ball, they go down and score, and they take time off the clock. And, like, that's where the game's lost to me in these shootout situations. The other thing I'll say is this, and I don't want anybody misconstruing the fact that Josh played poorly in spots in this game, but he also played like Superman. And I think that's the difference, is like where you say, hey, certain guys, well, how does Josh get away with it? Because it's the crazy hot scale thing. I hit this on my live stream last night.
Crazy hot scale.
Yeah, it's a white guy thing.
That's such a good take.
Scale. We talk about crazy hot.
That's so good.
There's like there's 2 axes, and on one is crazy and one's hot.
Okay.
And there's like an area in the middle that I can only show you.
Sweet spot.
I can only show you if I have
It's an
Microsoft
intersection.
Excel.
Yeah.
But basically
I'm
that's
stay with you.
well, you're slowing me down.
Hot as in what is when you're saying hot?
Sexually attractive.
Okay.
No one wants to fuck Josh Allen.
No, I'm just.
It's a
I'm
it's
trying
a
to
metaphor.
understand your scale. Can I just try to understand your scale? It's talking about attractiveness, hot.
Yes.
And then crazy.
Can somebody put the crazy hot? I mean, 5 minutes ago, guys. Jesus Christ.
I get it.
If I was an octopus, I'd have it up.
This is cultural awareness. I'm trying to get engulfed in your culture.
I don't know that it is all white folks' culture, but there is a pretty well-known thing called the crazy hot scale. And
See, for black folks, we have the fuck around and find out scale.
yeah, we have the crazy hot scale.
Okay.
The crazy hot matrix. Can you? I don't want to.
I think that there's a Venn diagram with the fuck around and find
You
out.
see this?
And the
Do you see
crazy hot
this?
scale, though?
Do you see this though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Overlap.
So fun zone, date zone, danger zone. You see, the danger zone is when somebody's like real hot and real crazy, right? Like, so the point is Josh is like in that danger zone. He can live in the danger zone sometimes because he's gonna make those plays. You ask certain buddies, they're like, why do you keep putting up with that gal? Well,
Basically,
there's
he's
something
just hot
you don't
enough
know.
and just crazy enough.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Where it doesn't tip the scale in either direction. It's perfectly balanced.
I could have explained this in 15 seconds flat, guys. I think people in the chat understand. Josh is that guy that straddles the line of the crazy hot scale. And so when you get the terrible pick where they send Servassier Dennis and Josh, all he has to do is fall out of the end zone. And this thing hasn't showed up for him in a while. What's happened the last like month of the season or since like Atlanta to me or like New England is not what we've seen the past year and a half, 2 years of football from him. He just throws the ball with 2 hands like into a crowd, dude. Like
Chest pass.
we got to avoid that, brother. And again, the missing throws, like he missed 2 probable like touchdowns early in the game. But the point is he outplays himself. Mm-hmm. He finds a way to make it happen, and he does it with his legs and the whole thing. So the end result is 6 fucking touchdowns. And they turn the ball over 3 times on offense.
Yeah.
So the defense has to be fixed.
And I think to combine what Beau was saying about the defense, what you're saying about the offense is like you look at potential playoff matchups. You run into a matchup with the Colts, for example, or
Right.
if the Ravens sneak in, the way they can run the football. If those teams are able to control possession and you keep Josh Allen off the field, with how bad the defense is, it could be a quick exit.
Well, the problem is, and they are going to be combustible.
Mm-hmm.
Indy, Denver, teams that can frustrate them by just doing what we've seen in spots where it's like, hey, your guys outside just don't scare us and we can man them up.
Right.
And, we're gonna try to rush smart and have control of the quarterback. But, like, in games like that, I kind of worry, especially to your point, Indy can run the fucking football.
For sure.
Kansas City can't run the football. Kansas City can't run the football. They also don't have an answer for Kincaid if he ever gets back. So, like, I do feel like as much as they've dominated that matchup, if they play again, I still like the Bills, depending on where the game is. Looks like it would be in Buffalo. Or maybe we don't have to see it again, Facts. But, yeah, there are some matchups that kind of worry me. Jags being one because they can really run the ball. They ran 49 times yesterday. What are they hiding?
Bro, I've been telling you that. I'm just
joking.
Been telling you that.
No, I'm joking. There's no way the Jags beat the Bills. There's no way the Jags beat
All
the
right.
Bills. I'm sorry.
All
I'm just
right.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Before we move on from this, can we just say, like, are we worried? This was in the poll or in the chat.
Yeah.
Poll in the chat. Should we be worried about the Bucs? I just would like to, give my 2 cents on this real quick. Not super worried about the Bucs. Very worried about the Bucs next week against the Rams.
Yikes.
But just going forward, that's a scary matchup for anybody. I think the Bucs, they know that. But looking at the rest of their schedule, Arizona, Saints, Falcons, I would be a little bit concerned about the Panthers. Like, you need to get your dick hard for that game if you're the Bucs, because you cannot drop one of your 2 remaining games to the Panthers. And the Panthers, Chris is about to get into a huge saga about his sweet young prince, his lovely little boy, which I'm a big fan of them. I'm just saying the Bucs are in a good spot from a schedule standpoint where they're getting healthier. They have 2 tough games here with the Bills and the Rams, especially 2 away games. But then after that, they're in a good spot at the end of the year from a schedule standpoint to clinch the NFC South and enter the playoffs kind of on a high note. So not super worried about the Bucs. They just need to be absolutely ready to dominate the rest of their division opponents down the stretch.
That's so funny. I
That's
looked in
my
the chat for a second. I saw Jags will beat the Bills. The Bills suck. I'm like, people are on drugs in this chat this morning. And then it's Dr. Facts.
And then you're like, yes, they are on.
Here's what I want to say about the Bucs. It's kind of become a thing. If the Bucs are at full strength, they're as good as most teams in the NFC, if not all of them. Mm-hmm. And they actually, like, a Bucs-Rams game at full strength, I don't think is a blowout. I think it's a good game. And I think we already saw Seattle. They put up 38 on Seattle, and Nate's doing this because he just instinctively has to take the other side of everything.
No, it's just the full strength talk. Like,
well, no, I mean, no one's saying they are, though.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I know. I just like, I mean,
But you
I
said
like,
it anyways.
no, like, you guys were on my ass last
a
week
troll.
about teams, and it's just like, hey, I want
No,
Beau-
we really
I want-
weren't.
I
We
want
actually
Beau to feel
we
like the
actually
Bucs
kid
have a
gloved you.
chance.
We kid gloved you because you're gonna come in here gloating about the Jags, and then like a fucking breakdown later, you're gonna be gloating about the Broncos beating the Chiefs, and I'm gonna say your opinion is null and void because you picked the Raiders to win the fucking division.
That is true. I picked them to win the division, but what about all my other picks? Like, you're only focusing on one.
Sounds like
thing.
what you're doing, and we gave you a pass last week. We walked in here and kid gloved you when we should have took you out back, bro.
No,
We should have took you out back.
No.
We actually, you had a
Ellen,
meltdown in the group chat.
We're back.
You had a meltdown in the group
We
chat.
are
And
back.
you got white guy mad at me and called me buddy.
We are back.
And we just stopped bothering you. We were like, all right, we'll just be quiet.
Okay, buddy.
You did, buddy. Yeah.
You buddied me.
I wasn't you. I was buddying Beau.
It's not the same thing. You're buddying people.
You buddied
Because
Buddy,
Beau,
man.
look, this is what Beau
Listen
does.
up.
Whenever the Bucks lose, Beau acts like he's not a Bucks fan. Just like during this breakdown, you talk about them, and he acts like he's not associated with them.
Can I be honest,
And then
though?
when they do win, he's like, yeah, I talked to this guy this week. He's great. We hang out. We live together, and it's all this stuff.
Can I
And
be
it's
honest
just
with you,
like-
though?
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the teams that I pick because I want to be good at my job. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think
do
there's
the same thing.
I
That's
think
why
there's a preconceived notion. No.
You do this thing where when your team loses, you want other people going down with you.
Yes. So you try to
start
find the
calling
teams that
everybody.
we
You guys
like
do
and
that too. You guys do that too.
I don't think we do
I don't
to the
think we
degree
do.
that you do.
Yes, you do.
You're doing it at the moment.
Completely on Chris's side here. Like, I naturally like to take the opposite side of facts, but like, that's
See?
wrong.
See?
buddy. Hey, buddy, you're wrong. All right.
No, but he's right about the
provide-
Jags this week. The Jags belt to ass on the
Belt
fucking Chargers,
to
and we're going to give them their due in a second, in
know.
about 45
We'll wait.
minutes.
We'll wait. You know, got to get to the flyovers. Got to get to the flyovers. Got to get to the flyovers.
Oh man, but you do get your one shining moment right now. I'll let you start the Broncos Chiefs. I was going to give it to Reed to start.
No, give it to Reed.
But
we got
Oh my
something on the
God.
grill.
I know
But you-
exactly.
you
what
got
he
something on the
is.
grill?
We got something on the grill.
I don't
based
think it,
on
I
the
think it might be
feed.
problematic
Oh.
depending on what you're.
Ah!
Oh no!
Frog legs.
Oh my God.
Frog legs.
God.
Mahomes to Mykonos. Hey, I don't want to hear any of these what ifs and these playoff talks and all these things that have the Chiefs in it all the time because they win the division and all this stuff. And guess what? They're fighting to be even a goddamn wild card. Look at that. Look at that, Mahomes. Look at that.
Patrick, I don't feel this way. If you see this, he's Dr. Facts on all social channels.
Man. It must feel good to be a Kansas City Chiefs fan right now. To feel what it feels like to be a fan of other teams. You gotta worry if your team is gonna be in the postseason. And then think about for these fans. They probably have their postseason, their Saturdays and Sundays already planned out. That hey, we're gonna watch KC win this week. We're gonna watch them win this week. And if they don't make the playoffs, what are you guys gonna do? Just go eat barbecue in the cold out there?
Remember when you were like, I'm not gonna start the breakdown.
But it's just I'm happy. I'm happy for Reed's team.
Do you believe again?
I don't know.
Last year you believed until we got your win total.
Oh, you remember that? Yeah, you used you hopped off the horse after they got to like 7.5 wins or whatever it was.
We got you to your destination.
But dude, I gotta say, man, like I still think they're going to the playoffs because of their schedule, and FPI agrees with me marginally. But like you're right, like they're in trouble. And I think one of the things that's so concerning is I don't think Mahomes played well in this game, which is one of the reasons why when I said to Russillo 2 weeks ago, and of course you get aggregated by Barstool, so I got a bunch of 22-year-old frat boys who haven't been watching football for more than 10 years arguing with me. They're like, yeah. And I said, can we like say it out loud that like if we're aggregating the best quarterback over the past few years, because if we weren't doing that, we'd just say it was Drake May right now, which I don't think anybody's ready to say he's the best quarterback on the planet. It would be Josh. And part of what's baked into that is there have been a number of these kind of games that I've seen Kansas City play where, you know, Mahomes is spectacular in the biggest moments, but he can also kind of miss things like waywardly, where like the way Josh did it yesterday, missing all those fucking balls, I was like, I need to make sure I come in today and highlight that so people don't say I'm biased. Where like most times we're like, it's Mahomes. Sometimes he misses 2 shots to start the game that could be touchdowns. He's got to be better in those spots. And I understand like why they tried to take the top off the defense early. Like I thought they might go heavy to try to force, you know, Denver to get heavy. They stayed light in a lot of spots and tried to throw the ball over their heads. And they had their opportunities early, and he missed them. And they were right to take shots because when they get in the red zone, this is something interesting. This is something interesting. I can get there. Vance Joseph has owned Andy Reid in the red zone since 2023 when he took over. 1 for 4 Sunday and 3 for 14 and 3 of 11 with Mahomes as quarterback. They were bad in the red zone, and you know that's a continued theme, dude. And I kind of wonder if it is like just shots in the dark. Obviously, having a lot of cover guys. You know they mix in some man. They play some match down there. Like, and you can see how that can kind of be advantageous to them, especially when it comes to the quarterback scrambling, right? Because you're kind of playing zone, you're kind of playing man, the way I understand it as a grunt defensive lineman. But also this, when Kansas City's out in the field, and this wasn't true maybe when Worthy was hurt last year, but they generally keep a fast guy, and they have a quarterback that can get him the ball. And so you're always going to be worried about, like, getting beat over the top. And so when you're out in the field, they can do all this RPO shit. They can manipulate underneath defenders. When they get in the red zone, it's kind of the great equalizer where, like, there's a lot of traffic and nobody's getting beat deep. And I think Vance has got them figured out pretty good. Like, they were jumping the RPOs. They were jumping. Another thing is, like, Mahomes, on a couple instances, and 2 of them, it was Smith. I think that blitz before the half, Cowboy.
Yep.
Where they're in the 2-minute drill. It's 3rd down. They bring pressure. He's got Smith in the flat. Now the edge defender gets in the window. But, like, Mahomes, if he's not overthinking, he just flips it underneath to Rashee Rice. Like, and then there was another one, I feel like, where Smith is in the flat, and he just stared him down and waited for the cover 3 corner to pass the slant. And, like, once he got back out, then he threw it. it's like he's not confident in the. It's like he's forcing the ball to certain guys, and he's not confident in the guys that like for instance, Brashard Smith on those 2 plays.
Right.
And he wasn't right yesterday. So Denver deserves a lot of fucking credit the way they play defense. It puts a lot of pressure on them. They're down Pat Surtain and they make them look like that. It's pretty fucking impressive.
Past three games, the Broncos without Pat Surtain have only allowed 1 passing touchdown still.
Yeah.
So that defense.
And that was yesterday. That was Travis Kelce. And that was a big boy. Shout out Travis Kelce.
Yep.
He caught that thing, shedded Hufanga, ran to the end zone. That was
He broke some records with that catch, right? That touchdown?
Yeah.
Priest Holmes?
Yeah.
Yep.
83 touchdowns for the most touchdowns in Kansas City Chiefs franchise history.
Which is wild. Hey, give your boy Bo Nix some love.
Let's Beau leave, dude. Let's just Beau leave a little bit. My man, and he talk about guys who have the Chiefs number. He, not including last year's Week 18, he is, and I'm going to do my own search of stats here, but he doesn't have any turnovers, and he's got, he should have had 2 wins, because there was that block kick.
That's right.
But dude, I mean, you saw him dropping balls. He took all this. Everybody was after him in the media. He was just taking it on the chin, and he came out and he showed out. Troy Franklin down at the end to kick that field goal, finding Cortland Sutton like we need him to. Getting the ball to him. We got Evan Ingram. The biggest thing was that the first 2 drives, we only got 6 points, 2 field goals, but we weren't having those 3 and outs like we had the past.
When you put pressure on them to where like all of a sudden like you come out down 3-0, they're trying to take the top off the defense as they should have, as I mentioned. But then the second series you're down 6-0, it kind of changes the way you go about things offensively. It just it's points on the board. And the other thing Beau didn't do is he didn't make the big backbreaking mistake that Patrick did down in the red zone. Like that throw to me was like, and there's been a couple this year with Devin Lloyd. Pick 6. He threw one a week later in the Raiders game, like right at a dude in a sim pressure, I feel like. And it's like, I know he makes mistakes in the past, but there's some like very, like you didn't do due diligence kind of mistakes, like where he's scrambling, assuming that the defender's going to come up and add to the rush. And he puts no air under that throw down the red zone. If he just lobs that ball, it's a touchdown.
It's a touchdown.
It's like he threw it like he wasn't going to be there. and that's where I'm like, come on, man. Like, you got to play a little bit better. He's Patrick Mahomes, so I feel weird questioning him. But he's got to play better in these games. And the margin for error is nothing now. And that's the difference is if Beau doesn't turn the ball over, your team can win.
Mm-hmm. I am, being a Broncos fan, I'm terrified of this game coming up on Christmas. But the spot where we are at right now, I'm pretty happy. Tops in the AFC, feels pretty good.
Top of the league, right?
It should be.
Feels pretty good.
They got the best record in the league right now.
Yeah, they are. Best team in the league, according to the wins and
numbers.
losses.
Eye test, not so much, but we vibe.
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't.
Numbers don't.
Dobbins done for the year. It could be back in
Sometimes,
playoffs.
but not always.
I knew you were going to say that. That's the reason why I said that.
I know. I hate that one. But also the 1-score games, man. That's an obvious theme in this game that everybody's discussing. Is like what the difference? You know what the difference?
Man.
You know what the difference between the Chiefs
air.
this year and last year is? Not much. Not much. In fact, this year's team, I feel like might be a little bit better at their best.
This year's Broncos team?
This year's Chiefs team.
Where's Chris Jones at?
They were 11-0 last year in 1-score games.
They're 0-5 this year.
Yeah,
this year. It's crazy. And I feel like, to your point, what you were kind of saying earlier, when I don't know if this year's team is that much better. I don't think that this year's Chiefs team can survive poor play from Patrick Mahomes the same way that last year's Chiefs team did at times. And that's where I get a little concerned here going down the stretch. It just doesn't feel like it's kind of like opposite of the Bears almost. Like they haven't really just won these games that you expect the Chiefs under, Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes to win at the end of the games. And you're kind of like, oh shit, this team's human. This is kind of how a lot of other teams operate in these scenarios. And they better get that shit figured out quick, man, because that's really not who they are, and that's not how they win. I don't know. But on the other hand of the coin, like I'm kind of contradicting myself here immediately. Like they just have been there before, and you just get this sense that they're going to get it fucking figured out somehow. And I still kind of think that way. Like I'm still feeling like they're going to be a playoff team. So
well, it's the same reason we doubt Sam Darnold. It's the same. You know, confirmation bias is real. Like people act like it shouldn't exist, but like we give people that we know and trust more leeway in life. And they're a team that we're giving more leeway to than maybe we should at times because of what they've been able to do. And they've also proven a lot of people wrong over the last couple of years where they wrote them off and said they can't do this, they can't do that. We're giving them their due respect, but mathematically pretty soon it's going to be tough. Cowboy, I got a dramatic read I want you to do.
From one Adam Troutman. If you're talking shit about Bo Nix online, you're a coward, absolute coward. He blanks it out. We don't care what other people think. We know what we have in the building, and we know what he's made of, and we don't really care what other people have to say. So Dragon Slayer 69 with his 7-Eleven Slurpee in his mom's basement, I don't give a shit what he has to say, right? And Bo doesn't either.
I was holding my breath. The Troutman was going to be talking about us or something, but he's talking about Dragon Slayer.
Hey, at Dr. Facts, promo code.
How about dudes going to bat for their quarterbacks, man? Like, and it just goes to show, like, how much they love this guy. So, like, as imperfect as I think he is and as much work as he has to do developing, we all would agree he would tell you that.
But
they fucking love the guy. They think he's a winner.
And they've been saying that all offseason, too, all preseason.
Haven't wavered.
Like, Bo. Like, Cortland's been all, supporting him the whole time. Like I mentioned, the 2 drives to start the game. The other huge thing that you love seeing a step taken is that third quarter touchdown drive. 11 plays, 89 yards, coming right out the gates. Off that interception, you go up 13-6, and then you answer the Chiefs touchdown drive with a field goal. So do we believe around here? Fuck yeah, we do. I'll believe enough for all of us.
You should believe, bro.
And if you don't, if you're scared, go to church.
That's what Beau said.
Yeah.
Go hang out with Dragon Slayer 69.
Doesn't he go to church though?
Dragon Slayer?
So is he scared?
No.
No, he goes to 7-Eleven.
Did he just call all Christians scared? That's crazy.
What does that say, really?
I don't know, bro.
And if you're scared, go to church.
I don't know.
We're on the way to church.
Nah, but that's a big win, and somebody talking about Eric Bieniemy. Okay, every time I see Eric Bieniemy on the sideline at a Bears game, I think about the Chiefs, and I've talked about this before. Like a little theory for me is that they lost like 5 to 7% of their efficiency when he left, because he is known to be the guy that is on your ass, the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? Good cop, bad cop, he's the bad cop. Like if Andy's the good cop, he's the bad cop. And he's the guy who was on the details and everything. And so, Charlie just asked should they bring Eric Bieniemy back next year? I mean, I don't know if he'd be willing to, but like I think but he might like where his life is at. He might like living in Chicago. He might think that it's a pretty good gig working under Ben Johnson, or maybe this is going to elevate him. Or maybe Eric Bieniemy thinks, hey, all those years in Kansas City, nobody ever thought it was about me. Everybody thought it was about everything else, and they kind of took me for granted. Not the people in the building, but everybody. I do think you see some of that lack of attention to detail with the Chiefs. There's just that little, like, what is it? That je ne sais quoi, Beau.
Je ne sais quoi.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
They're missing that.
That's classy.
But they've been missing
You know
it.
what it is?
Let's do a little.
You know when you see it.
A little schedule look for the Chiefs next week. Week 12, they've got the Colts. Then they go to Dallas on Thanksgiving. Texans, Chargers at the Titans, Broncos in Week 17, Raiders Week 18. Does this? You're in the Chiefs building. Well, are you nervous for the Chiefs on on the schedule the rest of the way?
Yeah, for sure. I think teams have to be. I mean, you're still playing. Not every team's going to make that offense look the way they looked yesterday. Right. You guys happen to have it's a tough matchup. It came down to a kick last year. I know that the Mahomes is 13 or 14-2 or whatever against the Broncos, but like as of late, that's like seeing those stats. Like as a franchise, they never lose on Thursday, and the last one was like a week ago or 20 years ago.
20 years ago, yeah.
Go ahead. No, I was gonna say it's probably different in that building now, going from always knowing you're gonna make the playoffs to everyone in that building being like, one game at a time.
Yeah.
Well, like it's just one game at a time.
You have to like that, right?
You can't look ahead. You don't like that as players. Like, I mean,
Well,
Not if
as
you're
in-
used to the other way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like
But maybe
definitely
it brings
feels good.
something out in them.
Yeah, it
if you
definitely
know
feels
what you have
good.
to do, like this is our mission for this week. This is
We'll
what
see.
we got to lock in
Yeah,
on.
but it's more. It's like I feel like locker rooms are led by the vets most time, and it's just like for a vet, knowing you're gonna make the playoffs, it makes coming to work, it makes being a role model, it makes everything a lot easier. Versus like Chris is saying, if you're used to that and then you're not used to it, and you have to come in and like not fake energy, just be like, damn, we have to have this, all this stuff happen, and we still got to win for us to maybe get in. Like you start doing all these calculations and seeing on these media shows being like, oh, you have a 2% chance to win if they end up beating this team.
Well, you start looking at other games
Yep.
too on Sunday. You start peeking at the damn. The last thing, 3rd and 10 with 4 minutes to go. This is the last time you're ever going to have the ball. They go 3 verticals, no hot. Denver's bringing blitz. Like that's just very unlike Kansas City.
Bad ball.
Vance Joseph has him in a pretzel. And, it's high time we're like, hey, dude, I know you guys are like Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and Travis Kelce, but like,
That was the sack.
and I think most of the league is kind of catching up to this is like, what have you done for me lately?
Right.
Like, and I know it's unfair because they were just in the Super Bowl and they were like 15-2 or whatever it was. But the way they look right now, they look a lot more human, and I think teams are playing them that way,
Shout out-
including bringing blitz
Yeah.
in key spots in the game.
Well, that play you're just talking about, Jaquan McMillan.
McMillan,
Sack right
yeah.
off the edge. And that's probably about the 4th or 5th time this season that in a big key spot, either right at the end of the game or to stop a drive, he's come off the edge and stopped.
Good for Vance Joseph. At
Yeah.
one point, he was 70 points, and people were like, "This
Calling
guy's
for
the
his head.
worst coach." He has turned his deal around like 180 degrees. Now it helps a lot having the players he's got, but
Yeah.
he's doing the damn
But
thing.
yeah, he's putting him in the spots.
Yeah.
And think of his like where he came from, right? He was the Broncos head coach, goes elsewhere, makes it back up to, get head coaching interviews again. And then he goes back to the same team that he was head coach on with players that he was head coaching with still in the building.
Yeah.
And now he's the defensive coordinator. And he no issues working with Sean Payton, no problem. It's awesome.
And the Broncos, I mean, we talked about it before, this fourth quarter stuff, I really feel like them playing and being in Denver and
That's a
having to
great point.
train and practice in higher elevation, I think that really, especially getting deeper into the season, I think that definitely plays a factor. I
Yeah.
think, you don't really think about it, but when you get to the fourth quarter of these games, all these guys' bodies are slowly deteriorating throughout the season. And just to think about Denver, after every game, whether it's home or away, they're still in that high elevation training and getting their bodies right. I think it definitely is something to keep looking at. And the fact that they're playing so phenomenal in the fourth quarter, it's hard to think that that's not helping out a little.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I would agree. They're in great condition. They also practice really hard.
Yeah.
Like Sean Payton's known for an ass-kicking camp, and their team's just more physical and hardened. Like in an NFL like today where, I think there's something to like the callousing of the body. If you can do that to a degree that you don't get guys hurt or worn out, like guys are used to getting hit. Like they're used to hitting people. And in today's NFL, there's just more and more of these teams that I hear about, like guys barely practice. And I don't mean to be a hater because I never got the days off, so I'm kind of a hater.
But we see the results of it, dude. We're seeing way more missed tackling. I think stuff that it's a luxury for teams or a coach to be like, you know what, we don't got to have pads this week. But when you start seeing guys, it's not forgetting how to tackle, but it's just like if you're not really conditioning your body the right way throughout the season to make those tackles, to get that shoulder in there, or
then you
kind of
got to dip into the depth bag more than you ever had to. I feel like
Yep.
there's so many injuries, and again, it's like we always talk about the third, fourth corner, the third linebacker.
Only
they
as
get
good
you
as your
beat,
last man.
So, all right, well,
Last thing on Beau, not including last year's Week 18 game, he's 68.7% for 510 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks against Steve Spagnuolo and the Chiefs. I like
pretty
it.
impressive.
I like it a lot.
That's
Shout
pretty
out Frank
impressive.
Crum.
That's a really big feather in his cap. They also have very good offensive line. Not taking it, but why that matchup works is also they're better up front than those guys.
Yeah.
And I think that shows when
And
they
that's
play.
still down our left guard. Shout out Ben Powers.
Yeah, no question.
Got to get him back
Yeah.
after this bye week.
There was a big play last night. They had to get the guy's shoe on.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. Palco.
Yeah. I was like, man, fuck, dude, that's a
That
tough
looks
deal.
so stressful.
I don't think
Yeah.
anybody understands how stressful
It's like
that is.
those dreams you have, where you're like
Yeah.
getting ready for a game and you can't find your cleats or something like that.
Playoffs?
Scrambling to get it done. Yikes.
Should we do flyovers? It's time for the wild
without
card.
the Swifties is going to be crazy.
I won't notice a difference. I also think the Swift thing has kind of been like less of a big thing this year.
Yeah, because they're not winning.
Yeah.
It's crazy how that
She's still at the games, isn't she?
Yeah. Pretty sure.
Isn't it crazy how mad people get at Taylor Swift, but like it's really about what the cameraman decides to do? That's some wild shit.
It's some producer in the back being like, "Show
She's
me
been
that
behind the
picture."
screen.
It's the
She's not
script.
doing her pre and post game
Man,
walks.
Yo,
Some men got to practice like.
y'all are disrespectful. If y'all don't get Trevor Lawrence out of here,
Why? Oh, well, he's still in there.
He because he's
shouldn't
been
be in
cooked
there.
so many times that he fell through the.
He fell through like
Yeah.
like an old French fry.
Yeah. He's just hanging out down at the bottom of
Okay.
the grill.
flavor in the grill.
Yeah. So, anyways,
We'll say hi to BetMGM.
let's say hi to BetMGM. Welcome to the Greenlight Podcast presented by BetMGM. If you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code GREENLIGHT and you will get up to a $1,500 first bet offer on your first wager with BetMGM. Just download the BetMGM app and sign up using bonus code GREENLIGHT. Deposit at least $10 and place your first wager on any game. If that bet loses, you will receive up to $1,500 in bonus bets when using bonus code GREENLIGHT at sign up. Then get access to second chance promos, odds boost tokens, same game parlays, BetMGM original bets, and so much more. BetMGM, make it legendary. Do it. Make it legendary.
Make it legendary.
Don't chase, but make it legendary. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Broncos are 9-2. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna go to the wild card picture. We're gonna start with the NFC. Why? What's wrong?
Go ahead.
You want to get to the AFC?
No, we're gonna lead up to it.
I thought about this last night. We had a meeting about it, and that you would be upset that we didn't get to the AFC first. But
Nope. I like the build up. I like
Okay.
the build up.
yeah, but there's a reason. I'll
We're
tell you.
trying to make it a
after the
war of attrition.
show. Yeah.
Try to wear you down.
Yeah, we're trying to
first.
wear you down. Make him real tired when it gets to the Jags. Bring down.
Yeah. I literally
There's only so many times
like
you can hear Duval screamed into your ear.
Well, no, when we
Yeah.
write the rundown, these are the things I take into account. Okay, we're gonna get a lot of Nate in the Chiefs thing because he was right, and then we're gonna go straight into Jags and Steelers, which are both Nate breakdowns. We're gonna have like an hour of Nate in a row. So we're just trying to load manage.
Woo! I love it.
We're trying to load manage one of our best players.
I love it. Let's talk about
This fucking game,
Trey
whatever. it is.
McBride, the thug. You see that penalty he got?
No, what did he do?
Saquon?
Bro, they gave Traquan the craziest penalty, bro. They gave him an offensive. Oh, no, yeah. They gave him a taunting penalty, and I think that they thought he was pulling the gun out of his holster and going like that.
Oh, he was just doing the first
Bro,
down.
he was just doing a simple first down, and the way this ref threw the penalty, it's just so funny because, I don't know if the ref should know people's players' personalities, but it's just like, bro, that's not a gun.
Oh, that's not a gun at all.
At all, and it wasn't even malicious. It wasn't at a player. And then look at the ref; he's ready to grab that flag. He's like, "Oh,
That's
you celebrate!"
crazy, dude.
He took 3 steps down the field. He gets
Dude, look at
tackled
this.
3 steps down the field to get away from the players and the ref.
What is this ref doing?
You gotta be careful with the hand pistol, man.
Yeah, I know.
Sure
That's what
got
I'm
him.
saying.
That ref must have the woke mind virus.
Something,
Not
bro.
a 2A supporter. But McBride's a beast, and this was an over. I just want to say, very happy about the over in this game. Stanford Steve head to head. We'll see you later this week, Steve.
Jacoby
But what'd you
record.
see in the Purdy return, dude?
I was pretty impressed by Purdy. He had that foot injury that has kept him sidelined for a while. 19 for 26, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. A lot has been made about how well Mac Jones has played, and is he kind of the guy in the future there? I think Brock Purdy kind of silenced some of those questions with this game. And then just on the other side of the ball, just hear me out on this stat line real quick. 47 attempts, 47 completions, 57 attempts, 452 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions for Jacoby Brissett. And correct me if I'm wrong, but that was like an all-time completion record, right? That is.
Yeah.
I bet you this dude, his arm probably felt like it was going to fall off.
Oh,
after
absolutely.
that game for Jacoby Brissett. So I got to give him a shout out there. But it feels a little bit like the 49ers are getting healthier and rounding into form. Admittedly, I didn't watch this game as closely as I wanted to because I was more enthralled with others in the slate. Noel, you want to help me out a little bit? Can I tap you in on this one? Do a little bit of this. What'd you say?
Gladly.
That's your name.
No, I just kind of picked the Niners offense with Purdy being back. I agree. I thought drop back, play action passing game looked pretty good. He and Kittle picked right back up where they left off. Kittle caught all 6 of his targets, 2 tuds, 11 yards per reception. So they worked that intermediate level really well. You saw the Shanahan screen game going with Kittle, CMC with some chunks in there. And honestly, the Niners at times was really gashing this Cardinals defense between the tackles. The Niners' run game's been a little bit up and down this season, so to see them put that together against what's been a solid Cardinals defense this season, it kind of looked like the Niners' offense as we know it with Purdy back. So I thought he played well overall. Couple turnover-worthy plays, couple balls he put in harm's way, but I think he was just kind of big play hunting. Way more good than bad on this tape from him, and the mobility was certainly an upgrade over what they've had with Mac Jones.
It's interesting to think about what their actual ceiling is with the defense the way it is. Like,
well, that's exactly it.
You can always match possession for possession,
right? As good as the offense looked, it's really hard to believe in this team down the stretch, knowing the limitations of the defense. So,
anyways, good win for the Niners out in the desert. Looking at, let's pull up the NFC wild card as we kind of contextualize all these teams here.
So 5 spot is the Seahawks, followed by the Packers and the 49ers. They're in the playoffs if the season ended today. The Lions at 6-4, the Panthers at 6-5, and the Vikings at 4-6 are teams 8, 9, and 10.
So what's the Niners' schedule look like going forward?
Niners have, and this is
Monday night.
Interesting because you've got the Panthers.
Oh,
Browns.
this is gonna be a good one, dude.
It's going to come down to these guys might have a shot. Panthers, Browns, Titans, Colts, Bears, Seahawks.
Niners Panthers is such a quarterback narrative game.
It is such a quarterback narrative, dude. And here's the narrative I want to push. The best one might be in Carolina. Let's find out. My short print. You know, they said it's a week-to-week league, man. You know, last week he lost to the Saints. The next week he's breaking Cam Newton's records, you know? All right, so that's going to be a good game. That really will be a good game.
No doubt.
It's a Christian McCaffrey revenge game.
Good call.
You know, we don't really. I don't know if he's really mad at Carolina. It's funny because
he's probably like, "Oh, I'll take it easy."
It's like Rams fans when they're like,
it's the Christian McCaffrey thank you game.
Yeah, they're like Rams fans are always like, "Oh, you hate us." I'm like, not at all, dude. Did you see what happened to me after I left? It was like actually like it got better. For a lot of players, like you're not mad at your old team, especially not him.
No.
So, anyways. Christian McCaffrey Bowl. We'll see. All right, so we have the Packers next, don't we?
Packers Giants.
Now, Nate, I know you watched this game. I thought
such a Jameis game.
Yeah,
it's such a Jameis game.
Yeah,
I was about to text the group chat that final drive. I hate to say it, but I was like, the Jameis pick is coming. Like it's coming.
And it happened.
We've all seen this movie.
We've all seen this movie, and I don't know what it is about Jameis. It's just he plays well. I think he's a great. He's a great at getting guys where he's a true quarterback. He's a real quarterback. I feel like, and I feel like the Giants do have a better chance with him. The way that looked. Versus having Russ out there. So I think they have stuff to build off of. I think Kafka should feel decently well.
I think he raises the ceiling.
Yeah.
Relative to what Russ does at this point. But he also lowers.
He had an amazing game.
I don't know if he lowers the floor.
It's weird.
It's debatable who's got the lower floor at this stage.
At the very least, I feel like as a fan, if you hear Jameis Winston is starting, if you guys don't have Jackson Dart, I feel like you at least go to the stadium feeling like, hey, we have a chance.
Dude, he breathes a lot of excitement into the team. It's interim head coach week. No wonder it's a battle. And on top of it, like, you've been waiting as the interim head coach for, 3 months of the season and probably longer. Not saying that he hated Dayball, but like maybe there were some things that he's like, I'd like to do this differently. Like, I can't wait. If I ever get an opportunity, we're going to do this. So you empty the clip the first week and you're going to be better off. And I think also like he's a veteran quarterback. So, guys look up to him. Jameis is a legend. Whether you say he's a great player or not, like he's a fucking legend. Like young dudes are like excited Jameis is playing quarterback.
Yeah.
He's so fun to play with, dude. That's like probably one of my favorite teammates of all time. And I had him and Fitz, like during Fitz Magic era, are the same, quarterback. Like they were kind of like trading off starting games and stuff like that. And that was something I was just so privileged to be a part of, man, because you never knew what the fuck was going to happen on the field from either of those guys. And it was incredible.
Dude, that's some great chaos that you've been around. Here from the Packers standpoint, I thought this is a mental toughness performance from the Packers offense. And I think from Jordan Love where, last week I've had complaints about the way the offense is run. The quarterback took a lot of negative heat last week, from people on TV. And it's TV, so people are always they're going to put a little extra mustard on it. But a lot of people were like, yeah, he's just a bad quarterback. Like as if you kind of ignore the top end stuff that we've seen from the guy. I thought he was fucking fantastic yesterday considering all the drops he had to work through. Not Big Romeo's best day at the office. You also think about him coming back in the game, Malik Willis being in the game, down 7-0, having to convert on 3rd and 8, like just a big drive from him. He's got to be such a popular player in that locker room and in the fan base where it's like every time his number's called, to your point, he makes things happen. So that was big. And it was also like a next man up kind of game from this perspective. Number one, I think Christian Watson needs to be like one of their guys for sure. I know he's always kind of been a guy they wanted to get him the football, get the football to. But in a situation where they've had to go without Jaden Reed this year, you've missed Wicks at times. You're now missing your best receiver in Tucker Kraft. I know he's a tight end, but he's kind of your best player. You need a guy, and I said this yesterday watching the game, that you can throw the ball up to and take advantage of fucking Jordan Love's arm strength, that you can reliably throw the football to deep, contested catches, and he made one of the biggest contested catches of the day late to put them up, I think, in the game. So that those are the moments where you're like, you want to see Christian Watson come on. Also, he talked about that slot fade after the game. He said they, he had waited for the man look. They finally got it. And so, the confidence to go to it, he said they ran it like 4 times hoping for the man look. They've got him in mind, which is a start. I think he needs to be heavily featured in this offense going forward. You got to pivot. You got to take advantage of what your strengths are, and you have a quarterback with a big, strong arm. And I think taking the shots will help and taking them at this guy. And Savion Williams, enormous catch on 3rd and 10 at the end of the game. Enormous catch. Matt LaFleur talked about it after the game. He was in a fucking walking boot the morning of the game. Just a tough guy. He raves about him. He's kind of been their do-it-all guy. I think he's got to factor in the offense, continue to factor in the offense. He's just a big athletic body. And coming out of college, he was supposed to be the contested catch guy. This could be, hopefully a spark that ignites for this team. And they say, hey, we need to get the vertical element going and play with a little bit more pace. That's the thing I've been wanting them to do. Also, backup running back Wilson steps up with Josh Jacobs down.
Yep.
That's big shit, dude. So a next man up type of game from the Packers. And when you look around the NFC at the other teams, the way they're winning and losing games, beggars can't be choosers, bro. Mm-hmm. You're telling me this team can't beat Detroit the next time they play them? I'm not saying I'm picking it one way or another, but like for all the flaws they have, look around.
And what I like to see they gave my guy Beau Melton like a little end around or something. He was incorporated in the offense a little bit. He's a guy that I feel like we've seen him a lot in the offense in the past. year, and then he kind of dropped off to just being kind of like special teams reps. I don't know if this means he'll get more, but I was happy to see him get in, and I think he had a good little chunk yardage play.
Chunk.
But they definitely need all the help they can in that receiver room and the playmaker-wise, so hopefully they'll figure it out. And then to piggyback off you said, I just want to glaze Malik Willis a little bit more because as we see across the league.
Pause, dude.
There is no pause. You got to glaze guys when you're supposed to.
What's glazing? What is glazing?
Just giving props.
But where does that come from?
Giving props.
What does that come from a turn of phrase standpoint?
Can
you give me the etymology of the term?
The glaze.
Use it in a sentence.
Glazing, man.
Is it glazed donuts?
Yeah.
Like
glaze.
I thought you were. Are you doing a turkey?
Like glazed donuts, like you're giving them some sweetness.
Some white sweetness. All right, next.
Like you're getting down on your knee and you're giving them some sweetness.
We always
like
talk about, and we see across the league, when you see a backup quarterback go in, especially during the game, the drop-off that happens to that team. And like Chris has said, anytime Malik Willis gets in, he just seems like he's ready to play. He's ready to win right away, right in that moment. And I feel like that's a luxury to have. And it's also something that, hey, if the Green Bay, if they need him in a time of need, like they won't be worried. And, like, I don't see that offense having to change. And I think that was a good little preview of even having that happen. So they had to throw him in to see that. And I think that's just something to look forward for the end of the year.
Jaden Reed comes back. You are a spread him out and run into light boxes and throw the ball around the fucking yard team. That would be fun. Now he's supposed to come back hopefully for the Detroit game or the Chicago game, but
might be the one piece for them.
He is, bro. He has a lot of this stuff, and I hate to every time they don't look good offensively. I don't love the way they call games sometimes.
The offense.
But I'm talking about the guy underneath that can really run short area routes. And it's not a gadget guy like Savion Williams, or it's not some big body, lumbering body like Christian Watson or Romeo Dobbs, intermediate guy who's going to bend comebacks versus, zone, slip behind second-level defenders. You need the guy that can run a pivot with the fucking thing on the line, or a guy that's going to run a drag and just leave somebody in the dust, or a guy you can send in motion like a Deebo Samuel. We talk about that, the way they used him at his best. One of those gadget guys that you're 11's over here. That's the kind of guy he can be for them. So they miss him. So, anyways, we'll get to the next.
Oh, wait, real quick. Shout out to Micah stopping that Hail Mary.
Yeah, good.
Not even giving it a chance. I'm not going to lie. I did want to see that ball go up just to see what will happen just because it's Jameis. But to get that to end the game on a sack, that has to feel good.
Hell yeah, numbies, man. It's good to get your numbers, bro, especially when you probably feel like you've been rushing your ass off all game and everybody's looking at you and saying, why don't you have a sack?
Yep.
It's good to get the freebies. Okay, the next one. Panthers Falcons, man. I got to be honest, I had my my secretary clear my schedule tomorrow so I can really dig into this game and watch the short prints make all the throws. I said, Brooke, clear the schedule. I said it looks like I'm going to need all day to watch 450 yards of short king prowess, breaking Cam Newton's record for it's funny, people want to hate on him and Cam Newton. People just hate on quarterbacks so bad. I saw people after that say, oh, it's just a Cam Newton record. He doesn't throw the ball anyways. You stupid motherfucker. It's 450 yards. And if you're going to say anything about Bryce's performance, I know he's been up and down, but I still maintain that if you can protect the guy and you have guys outside that can win, which are big ifs in the NFL, he makes the throws that a lot of guys miss. We've talked about it today. Even some of the best players in the league, his off-target ball percentage has to be lower than other dudes. I'm clinging to this deal. This is a big win for them, obviously, to stay alive. And for Atlanta, Michael Penix out for the season possibly with a knee injury. So
brutal.
With all the injuries he's had, you certainly feel for him.
Supercut stocks going up.
That sucks.
And
Supercut?
Yeah.
Why?
Because Kirk Cousins is back, right?
Golly, dude. Selling haircuts? He's selling haircuts?
No, that's where he goes to get his haircut, right?
Oh, yeah. He's definitely a sports clips kind of guy. ACL injury, partial tear.
Isn't that like not even to joke? Isn't that like 5 or 6? Like
5 season-ending injuries in 8 years.
Yeah,
say it again. Like
5 season in 8 years.
That's tough, man. And you can see it where like
In
one of the things
2018,
I have not loved about Penix is his escapability. You know, like he is not exactly like a guy who can get creative off platform. You know what I'm saying? And with every injury, you figure it's harder and harder.
No doubt.
Go ahead, Reed. What were you going to say? Sorry.
2018 torn ACL, 2019 and season-ending shoulder surgery, 2020 torn ACL, and then this season likely another season-ending knee injury.
So not even trying to like joke or just being serious is thinking about it. Like tearing your ACL in 2018 is probably a lot different in a sense, like medically wise. Coming back, do you think it's like?
Do you think that in 7 years they've made big advancements?
I
Possibly.
That's what I'm like. Just seeing how fast some of these guys do be coming back from some of these major injuries is just like
I'm not
what are they
qualified to
doing?
say for
yeah,
sure.
me either. Like I just wonder like what's different, what's going on differently, or is it a form of rehab or prehab that's going on nowadays versus back in the days when guys got hurt? That's
I don't know, man.
making like giving these guys a chance to come back as quick as they are. Some of them, like even seeing Aaron Rodgers like being back out there, and some of these guys is just like, damn, like you just got hurt, dude. Like you just had a major injury and you're back. So it's just interesting, and hopefully Penix he can get back out there because he's a good young player, and it just
Live arm. He was playing well up until his injury yesterday.
Well,
He had to leave.
Let's have a short round of applause for Bryce.
It was awesome, man. They beat the Blitz.
That was great.
I said on Friday coming to the game, he was 57.3 rating versus the Blitz this season. That was like 36th in the league among qualifying QBs. 110.9 rating against the Blitz yesterday.
Is that the cokehead difference? Coker?
I think it is. It's a big part of the pressure designs.
Yeah,
Kid's
dude.
going crazy.
Yep.
But how do we feel about the Panthers going forward here? Because I don't.
They're
Really
hit or miss, dude. They're
Such a weird team.
They're one of the
I have
weirdest teams in the
confidence.
NFL. And this is one of the weirdest matchups in the NFL. Like, what can you glean from and after I just glazed Bryce, what can you really learn from an Atlanta Carolina game? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because the last
I
one it was
agree.
30-0 Panthers, and they got outgained. Atlanta was better on third down. Like it was crazy. Like
They ran the ball like crazy. Yesterday they didn't
Yeah.
at all.
so
Yeah.
it's
But you look at the Panthers' schedule going forward, and you're just like, ugh, like I don't know.
no, the
I don't
schedule
know,
gets
buddy.
tough. That's what I'm saying. Like
They go at San Francisco, home against the Rams. They get a bye week in Week 14. Then they go to New Orleans Week 15. Finish with a Seahawks sandwich in between the Buccaneers. Buccaneers, Seahawks, Buccaneers.
The Panthers have a better record than the Kansas City Chiefs.
which is wild, dude.
It's correct.
And so I mean,
wait, that win total. Someone won. Their win total was 5.5, wasn't it?
Yeah.
shout out to
someone-
Darren Bates.
If you had the
Batesy.
Panthers win total at the beginning of the year, which is probably crazy odds, you are probably you hit that yesterday.
Yeah,
You hit it
That's
in
in
week
your
11.
That's an easy one.
Say
Week
again?
11.
That's dope.
Week 11,
Oh
you
yeah,
hit your win
it's
total.
week 11, and you're getting that payout
That's an
right
easy
now.
one. That's an easy one. We got to move on to the next one just for the sake of time. But shout out to all the Thurs.
Ha! Ha! Look at that score.
Oh, look at it.
Duval. You want? Yeah, mute it, Beau. There we go. Mute up.
You got
Mute
the
up,
floor.
Beau.
You have the floor.
Mute up, Beau.
Continue.
Belt to ass. If you're a Herbert, you're a Josh Herbert fan.
Josh Herbert.
Look at whatever Justin Herbert, whatever his name is. We don't even respect you. The worst
That's
possible.
crazy.
You had the
That's
worst.
a royal we.
He had the worst statistical game ever of his career. 10 for 18.
Wonder why that happened.
Because Jags defense, we was on point, and their O-line sucks. They're hurt. It's all good. But still, we have to go out there and make the plays, and we did.
You did. You
We
did.
won in
You
all
did.
three phases. We won in the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. The Jags look good. If the Jags could play like this, man, we're playing like this, and we have Jacoby Myers, yes. We have Jacoby Myers, yes. We got Parker Washington, yes. We have a bunch of guys that if you're not a Jags fan like me, you really don't know who the hell they are. But we're winning. We won this game 35-6. If you can't be happy about that, it's just like, what's happening?
Are some of the homies not happy?
I just think like people, if you don't watch the Jags every other week, it's like, what are they doing? Yeah. And they have Trevor.
No, I think that's if you watch the Jags.
I've had it too. We've had Trevor on a stake, but bro, if we win games like this, like it's all good.
Dude,
man.
here if you can hold teams to 4 of 15 on third down and 2.6 yards per carry and 45 plays of offense,
6 points.
Time of possession in the second half.
In the time of possession, the Chargers.
The game.
This is legit. And this is why I think Harbaugh fucked this up. 14-6, they got the ball before the half, and I have one eye on the game, and I can tell this is going bad. Like, I'm like, okay, Vegas knew. Got it. Sometimes you're just like, oh, yep, Vegas outsmarted most people. But, like, it was time to go because, like, the next time they get the ball back, it's 21-6. It's the third quarter. It's like, what, 7-8 minutes to go in the third quarter or something like that. And the next time they get the ball after that, there's 11 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, 28-6. It was brutal. It was so bad that Trevor Penning was out there. And
Trey Lance got some snaps.
Trevor Penning reps are bad. And then the big ticket got benched. They benched my dog Big Ticket before the half. Harbaugh was just on a rampage, supposedly. And there were some bad reps, dude. It was like Big Ticket was tired. It was like dudes were tired out there. And maybe they were looking ahead to the bye week because I got to say, for a Harbaugh team that's supposed to hang their hat on toughness, that was one of the softest games that I've seen a Harbaugh team play.
Hey, and don't
but what to your point, when you got the guys down, you do up front, it kind of makes the passing game struggles explainable. The thing that sucks for me watching this game is they ran split zone and fucking power and inside zone like right down their throats. I mean, and there was a play down in the goal line where one of the tight ends did a great job blocking. He took Bud Dupree and put him like 2 feet into the ground.
Yep.
It was crazy the way and there were just like decleaters left and right. 49 rushing plays.
Let me tell you this though. We have to stick to that. Like this is the one thing that gets me upset about the Jags. They get you excited.
They start throwing the ball.
Bro, they show you the run game. They show you what Etienne can do. And then you got Bashal Tutin. You got this young stud who's just running like a pinball like through the middle of defenses. But we do good. We show it. And then we just want to start throwing the ball and let Trevor control the game. And it's just like, bro, we need to let our running offense control the game and then get Trevor in situations so he can maybe sit back there, have some time to make plays, because him and Jacoby Myers is looking like it's going to be something if they're going to get some weeks under their belts of practice. But I like the fact that he's throwing the ball to these guys and everyone's catching the ball. Jacoby Myers is catching the ball in traffic. These so-called hospital balls that we think, he's catching them and he's not getting hit. So it's one of those things that it's good to see, and obviously I'm excited. I didn't think we would win like this, but putting the belt to ass to the Chargers is definitely fun.
That's the kind of win.
Max, I got a fun stat for you.
Yeah, go ahead, because I got to use the bathroom. You guys can.
I got a fun stat for you. Did you know that? Okay, you make a lot about the two brothers and how the football gods don't allow them to lose in the same week. Here's something interesting for you, Dr. Fact.
Oh,
I don't know if you knew this. The Jags have given Jim 29 points and John 37 points. The two Harbaugh brothers, their two worst NFL margins of defeat. Yesterday for Jim, obviously,
wow,
we've been talking about, and in 2017 for John, which was 44-7, drubbing by the Jags.
And then a lot of people don't know
consider.
Justin Herbert's brother is on the Jags. He's a tight end now. He has a little bit of bragging rights to for Thanksgiving coming up this month to be like, hey, we got the win this year. Not only did we get the win, we beat that ass, bro. His brother had to sit, bro. Like, Trey Lance played in this game. Like, played significant. Now, I wouldn't say significant minutes, but he got a few drives, right? I think he got.
Yeah, this was a shit pupping. This was probably the biggest surprise of me for the entire weekend. Congrats, dude.
And then can't go without saying shout out to Josh Hines Allen for breaking the Jags sack record from Brackens.
Yep.
Yeah, taking that away from.
How many
Brackens.
sacks?
I'm kind of surprised that Nate's working today. I thought he'd get a victory Monday with the rest of the boys.
Beau said he's surprised I'm working today. He thought I would have got a victory Monday. With the rest
victory
of the boys.
Monday.
No, but I'm
How many
excited.
sacks
And
does Josh have now?
He has 56.
50 on the Jags.
56, yep.
Yep.
So he's the leading Jags sacker of all time.
Yep.
That's cool.
It's lit. It's
Good for him.
It's
That is
super lit. Everything he's gone through, name changes.
Yeah,
and
can't believe he had to go through that.
But
You get to league
He's
and
the
you're a
real Josh
superstar, and you're
Allen.
like, "Fuck, dude."
there's this guy keep mixing me up with, or my fans be like, "Oh, imagine people be like, oh, I ordered a Josh Allen jersey." Be like, "Oh, let me see it," and they put it's Josh Allen on the bill.
Probably happened a lot. Yeah, it
Probably
probably
a
happened a lot. Yeah.
But shout out to the Jags.
And also, Trevor Lawrence, who this is the way you want it after a Jags win, you barely talk about him, right? Like, 'cause that's kind of the team they're becoming.
Yes.
Pretty good in the middle of the field.
Yep.
So that's a good thing.
And I think it's Jacoby. It's confidence too, man. I just feel like it has to, maybe not your personal confidence, but just seeing guys drop passes like can't feel good for a quarterback on that end.
I know, but I also think it's the run game is cooking to the
Yes,
point where when we said it'd
absolutely.
be tough in the middle of the field for him,
Yep.
like when you can start putting those backers in a blender with the run game, with all the pullers, with the motions and stuff, like all of a sudden then you can drop stuff right behind him in zones. And I just figured it was one of those games from looking at it, the passing chart and watching him. Every time I looked up at the screen, he was completing something in the middle of the field.
Oh, let's bring up who the Jags have left. Let's
We
look at
should.
this.
We
Let's
should.
Look at this.
I know.
I can tell you.
I love how you're looking around like we're
with
like
positivity.
oh
like
no.
guys do for all these other teams.
Oh no.
Look at all the ones that they're about to get.
I
There's-
think
For all the other
they're
teams.
playing in Arizona. Okay, that smells like a loss to me. Jacoby Brissett's heating up. They're playing at Tennessee. That's an automatic win. Versus Indy.
That's a loss.
Tough one for you, Facts.
I'm
Versus
gonna be
New
at
York
that
Giants.
game. We're gonna win that game. I'm gonna be at that December 7th game. We're gonna win that game. Don't worry. Don't worry. Even if I got to run in the field.
I see 3 and 4.
Yeah, you guys see that, but it's all good. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter what you guys see. Does it?
The two Titans games
Yeah.
are nice, and then the Cardinals.
2 Titans games are nice.
Most importantly, what I see is if they make
No,
the
I
playoffs,
think
a first round exit.
Who they play in the first round?
Who they
Doesn't
play
matter.
first round?
Yeah.
Laugh it up, guys. Because that'd be
Well,
right,
hey,
right in time.
back.
Let me see.
Right,
Let me
right
go
in
down,
time
go
for
down.
Travis Hunter's return, and everyone's not going to be ha
If-
ha 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 when we get
God,
that.
that'll be
When,
great.
when we're locking up all your number one wide
Man, that's gonna be
receivers.
crazy. Are you gonna throw him another slant?
Facts, if the season ended right now, the Jaguars would
No,
play the Patriots round 1.
No
So
way.
you might.
Oh,
The Facts Bowl.
hey, bro, you got to ride or die with your team, bro.
Hey,
Oh,
picture
You got to ride or
Ride
die
or
with your team.
die.
Oh, watch me when we get to that. I'll be like, I played for the Patriots. Now. Here we go, Pats Nation.
Yeah.
oh
Hey,
man, wouldn't that be
the
great?
Jags are going to drop a game against Tennessee to get the Chiefs in. It'll be so perfect. Oh, dude, that last one. That'll
You
be
guys
so
love it.
great.
But here's the
I'm going
funny
to come
thing.
in here. Duval.
It's gonna be so great because the Chiefs. There's no way they're gonna run the table.
Chiefs.
The Kansas City's no way they're gonna run.
I kind of like that.
They're not gonna.
We need to stick with that.
They're not gonna win. They're not gonna run the table, and it's just gonna be great. Mykonos, yo.
They're now the Chiefs.
The Chiefs.
There's going to be no reason at
Which
all
honestly is-
for the Jags.
that's
to
the way
lose
it
to the
should be.
Titans, and they're going to. It's going to be so great.
But hold on a minute, player.
Mhm.
Hold on a minute, player. You should start saying Chiefs,
The Chiefs.
because you don't say thieves.
Thieves.
You say thieves.
The Chiefs.
The
They're
Chiefs,
stealing
bro.
games.
Yeah.
Chiefs Kingdom.
Mischievous. The Chiefs.
Yo, if we start a thing right here,
Damn, buddy.
this is off the
Oh,
chain, dude. We are really changing the culture,
And then you know what? Oh,
changing the dictionary, if
even
you ask me.
anymore. But yeah, what's up, Jack?
The fuck
You
does
know,
Webster's know?
Man, you know that armed robber, he's probably having a terrible time his first year in jail, man. That
Yeah.
Chiefs fan.
The Chiefs fan.
Like, think about
Chiefsaholic.
it. Chiefs
Chiefsaholic.
Chiefsaholic. Like,
Yeah.
the other past
Chiefsaholic.
year, you got at least you could be in there. You're probably betting your commissary to win, and then the Chiefs are just fucking shit week this year.
You know who I hope's having a shitty time in jail? Is that Jack Doherty guy. I tweeted about him yesterday. Bro, I don't have.
the epitome. If you're a white dad, you're like, hey, you're not gonna,
Dude, I swear to you, I will fucking disown you.
I literally think
if my son became Jack Doherty,
this is Chris's worst nightmare.
One-way ticket to North Korea.
This is Chris's worst nightmare for like his son. If his son like acted like this, or even like thought about it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And I'm not into corporal punishment, but I will wait till my son's 18 to whoop his ass if he becomes Jack Doherty. I will take human growth hormone to be able to kick my son's ass if my son became Jack Doherty.
Oh man.
And same thing for his security guards, bro. Man. There were people after I tweeted this that were like, "How do you know who Jack Doherty is?" I'm like, "Unfortunately, I have the internet."
Yeah.
And like, my timeline includes him sometimes, but man, I hope they're familiar with his work in there. Was my comment on it.
There was a video after yesterday, after he was arrested. Someone made a video of all the times that Jack Doherty got slapped.
Been slapped.
It needs to happen more.
It needs to be longer.
Same with his security people, dude. Those are who I want to see those guys get touched up pretty good. Imagine making a living and being like, yeah, who do you work for? This little leprechaun that rage baits people. All right. Anyways, we'll get to the next thing. I am the old man yelling at the cloud. He encapsulates everything that's wrong. What happened?
James Franklin to Virginia Tech.
Fuck me.
Oh my God. We got to win it this year. We got to win it this year. They're about to take all our recruits. Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, get out of here. Get out of here, dude. Man, we have to win.
How can we ruin this for him and them?
We just have to make sure that we win this year. Imagine he tried to show up to the games or something. Can he do that? Like when come on, can you just show up and like be supportive of the team this year?
What do you mean?
Yeah, do that shit this year. He can't give them light.
He can't help them. He can't help them.
Right.
All right.
Right. You can't do that shit.
We'll get to the next thing. We'll get to the next thing.
My bad.
Steelers, Bengals.
Big game.
Oh yeah.
Bro, the best thing ever is honestly is Jamar Chase like lying through his teeth when they're asking him, and like even if you didn't know he was lying, his body language and the way he
is that him?
answers those questions is absolutely hilarious in the time like when he's answering those questions.
Jamar Chase cracks me the fuck up.
Oh
now the spitting
God.
thing is
bad.
It's bad. I think honestly that's the type of thing where you and this is grown man business now. Yeah. What happens now is grown man business.
To that guy. I didn't say nothing to that guy. And there's a funny.
Just imagine like looking the camera dead in the eye and being like, "I'm not Chris Long." Just like it's in effect the same level of untruth. Like we all have the field level view of what happened, bro. Like, and you know that.
But that's the thing in the moment is just like, why do you feel like unless you're at the bottom of a pile doing anything in a football game, and even then there's stuff that happens at the bottom of the pile, and you're just like, how's the cameras even seeing that? Like, how did the angle just work out that someone rolled off and they can see you pinching someone's ass or doing something crazy? And it's just like, but nowadays, like, how do you feel like if you spit on someone that a camera did not see it and that you're confident enough to be like, no, I didn't do that?
Because you know you're going down. You just didn't want to But here's the thing. I want to flip this around and give it a lot of credit to Jalen Ramsey here. He's not going to get suspended for what he just did. If that's what you're saying he might get suspended for, I don't think he should get suspended. Mm-hmm. I think if the league suspends Jalen Ramsey for retaliating in any form or fashion, I mean, he should have done the old yank uppercut. He should have hit it.
I think
that's like a, hey, I want to break this guy's jaw situation.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, if somebody spits in your face, you're going to try to hurt him. So for Jalen Ramsey to have the wherewithal to say, I can tell watching him that he's like, I'm not getting ejected. I'm not getting suspended. We are in the playoff race, dude. And these guys aren't. Mm-hmm. And I hate that for the Bengals, but this is, you don't do this shit. You just don't do this shit. Now what happened in the game? Because Aaron Rodgers has a left wrist injury.
We got Mason Rudolph.
And we're gonna get Mason Rudolph now.
Yeah, the Bengals are that whole experiment. Not even experiment. They're just done. Like they shouldn't even. I don't even feel like they should even think about putting Joe Burrow out there this year. Don't do it.
No, I think this kind of solidifies it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like you're too far out of it, in my opinion.
Yeah, don't do that. Totally.
But as for the Steelers, like, and who do they play next week? They got the Bears.
They got a tough stretch coming up. Yeah,
Yeah.
at
Steelers
Bears,
defense-
Bills, at Ravens.
Is it crazy to think that something that is just moving Jalen Ramsey to safety like might have like really helped that defense solidify and get going the way they like have needed to, or the way that I guess that
Steelers?
franchise expects them to?
I don't think you can glean anything.
Well, also
from the
Duggar.
Bills.
I mean, I think Duggar's a huge part of that too, right?
I think the
Talking
moves
about
they
Jalen
made,
Ramsey getting moved.
putting safety,
Getting
putting
Duggar.
Ramsey at safety helped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
Duggar with a big play yesterday, pick 6.
yeah,
get a big
Good
pick.
for him.
good for him
Yeah.
because he was. The way it was described to me in New England, this isn't by somebody who played with him or anything up there at the time, but like it just seemed like he had kind of like lost his joy for the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was in a bad spot up there for him in his career, and it's almost like the Steelers move probably invigorated him a little bit, and I hope that's the case because I liked watching him play when he came out. So yeah, we'll see.
Can I tell you my favorite play from that game, quick? It was so fucking awesome seeing Darnell Washington catch a ball in space, stiff arm the shit out of 2 dudes. He looked so big carrying the ball too. Stiff armed him and then trucked him. And I think it was like a 40-yard gain. It felt like maybe more like 25 to 30, but it was such a cool play. I love that guy. He is so tight. He's so massive. It's awesome.
Dude,
think
he
there's
great
should
play.
be.
Yeah, he filled like 3 body bags in that play.
He should be
Dude,
their
when
one.
you see him
Yeah.
do this one time, you need to give him 8 targets a game.
Maybe Mason Rudolph
Yeah,
will.
like hand him the ball, like hand it off to him on like an end around.
Fuck it.
Just to see what happens.
And that offense, I like the way that offense looked with Mason Rudolph. So it would be
Listen,
cool.
now it's getting cold. Nobody wants to tackle something.
Nobody
that
wants to
big.
tackle that guy.
That is very true.
There's still indentations of those 3 dudes hitting the ground. On
For
the
real, that's a semi truck.
Here we go.
Reed asked me yesterday, what are you always talking about when you say I didn't catch the license plate on that guy? I'm like, for anybody that's wondering the same thing, I mean, it's like getting hit by a truck when somebody runs you over on the field like that, and like the license plate on him is 80.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta get him the ball in fucking open field. Okay, yeah, we're almost done here.
Ravens Browns, the Hemingway game.
Hemingway game, bro. The reason, I don't know if this qualifies, but you know, it is the Hemingway game, I think, because for much of the game, the Ravens are fighting for their lives in this football game. Keaton Mitchell drops a pass that turns into a pick 6. And all of a sudden, when you're playing the Cleveland Browns and customarily you haven't had a lot of success running the football on them, you got to throw the football. The wind is whipping in Cleveland. It just felt like a game they could lose. And they find a way to win it. Baked into the fact that this is the Hemingway game is, I know I talk about gambling sometimes. This was one of those like white whale games for me where I was like, this is the one. I'm picking this game. I didn't even give it out this week. I think Macon gave it out. But I had it at 38.5. And I put like more than I should have on it. And it comes down to thinking you got it in the bag. Mark Andrews on 4th and short. Todd Monken, you motherfucker. You almost cost your team the game. You got to tell Mark Andrews to get down and kick the field goal and walk it off because you end up – Todd Monken almost cost us a lot. He cost me for sure and my family, but he almost cost everybody the Shedeur Sanders first take-a-thon this week, which is happening anyway today.
Yeah.
I'm watching people on TV set their jaw to deliver any take, but – yeah, it's hard to be a rookie quarterback in the league. You know, he could get better next time. That's the take. But I'm hearing people talk about like, oh, Cleveland it's been unfair to him, and that Kevin Stefanski doesn't want him to win. I'm like, it looked to me like any rookie quarterback coming into a football game cold against a team that features Kyle Hamilton and you know, Wiggins and Awuzie. Awuzie saved us in the end zone from Shedeur actually threw one dime in the end zone that Awuzie played through the hands on. That was great. Otherwise, it was a very up and down performance, mostly down. He was like 4 of 16 then he had a grounding and a pick. And what do you expect somebody's going to look like? A, in this offense, B, cold off the street. So I'm not going to put extra dip on my chip and say, see, Shedeur sucks. Not doing that. But what I'm also not going to do is listen to people be like, yeah, the deck's stacked against him. Please. Like, the deck's stacked against every player playing in Cleveland, including Dylan Gabriel. And and there's a take out there that Shedeur Sanders is somehow like the only quarterback that never got practice reps. Dude, do you know how an NFL practice works? like backups don't get a ton of reps. They get reps with the scout team. They don't get game plan specific reps. So like any other quarterback that goes in cold in a situation like this, he's not going to look great. We should just move on to the next game and hope that he doesn't end up in a fucked up situation.
Which is the Raiders, so hopefully he could do a little bit better. I feel like that's a team that if you're a young rookie, that's probably a defense and a team that you probably would want to get your feet wet against if you're going to get a full game to start. So hopefully they'll get him coached up throughout the week this week, and they'll put on a better performance next week. But just like you said, I think it's too early.
It's too early. It's also he doesn't expect to come in the game, you know, and good on him for being ready and everything. That's his job. But like I could do without the it's like tabloid level analysis is what it's kind of come to. And I'm like, you know, what you do when you give disingenuous takes about somebody is you turn off the population as it pertains to the player. And that's not fair to the player. There's a bunch of people watching First Take this morning and they're like, are you fucking kidding me, bro? And they walk away and they're like, I don't like the kid because I heard Cam Newton say that like Stefanski hates him and that's why he played bad yesterday. Because it doesn't add up. You know, and I think that's unfair to Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah. And if anything, like I don't think like I don't feel like these coaches like hate the players. They might hate the situation that they're in and the type of outside noise a player can bring. And if it's not dedicated to how good the player is or what type of plays he's making, I just feel like some coaches like they don't want to deal with that.
Well, there's also, isn't it possible that maybe Dylan Gabriel's better at this point in his career?
Absolutely.
They picked him ahead of Shedeur because they thought he was better.
Absolutely.
And like, there's no conspiracy at play here.
Yeah.
There's a coach that's fighting for his job, or maybe he doesn't want to be there anymore. But like, the last thing he wants is to look worse.
I think
you know
it's
what
similar.
I'm saying? Like he would like Shedeur to go in the game, and make the throws.
Absolutely.
But the deck's stacked against him and anybody that plays quarterback for the Browns. So, you know, I think the Ravens have found a way to position themselves to win the division. I think they do win the division. It would be hard for me to believe that they're not going to catch the Steelers. Is the offense good? I think they're up and down. But that defense is a hell of a lot better than it was. And, you know, we beat it to death with the Kyle Hamilton chess piece thing, but that's the whole key. And it's Gilman coming over. And, you know, all of a sudden it kind of just completes your secondary in a way that, like, they can play a lot better. And you go get the Jones, Draymond Jones from Tennessee. Who, you know, he's not like a splash player, but, like, it helps. You know, just a little tinkering. And you heard Roquan Smith after the game yesterday get up and stand at the podium and go to bat for Zach Orr. So, you know, like internally it doesn't seem like they were blaming what was happening on Zach Orr.
Ravens are minus 325 to win the division. Steelers are plus 270 right now. The Steelers at 6-4, they're a game ahead of the 5-5 Ravens.
I got Tyrod Taylor beating Lamar Jackson next
Yeah.
week. I think that'd be a good game.
That's going to be a better game than it would have been. And I mean,
so.
No disrespect to Justin Fields, but I think Tyrod's just got that KG vet in him where he knows the game situation. And
I feel like
I hurt for
playing.
I hurt for Justin Fields though because last week he threw a dime on the left sideline to fucking A.D. Mitchell. Yeah. And I hate to like boil it down to one play, but it's like he made some throws in that game.
He did what Aaron Glenn was asking him to do. He said, I want to see him push the ball down the field. The game before last week, Aaron Glenn afterwards said like he made one throw down the field, and that's what I wanted him to see, be aggressive. And he was aggressive with A.D. Mitchell, but he couldn't haul it in.
That's right. Beau, take us away. International game.
Chris, I've been waiting for you to bring this up because let me tell you about my experience with this game. It was an absolute fucking thriller. 16-13. The Dolphins, who I really like watching. I think that they're a great organization, and the Commanders. And I just keep thinking to myself, man, we are putting such a great product on the field here in Spain. So I don't know if I told you this. We did our Thursday preview show. One of my America's teams I never got to was Beau Allen because it was my birthday. So I had a huge celebration of that over the
Fuck, I
weekend,
missed it.
which culminated in the events of me getting very drunk on Saturday. I woke up just so fucking excited to watch the Dolphins and the Commanders in Spain. Turned it on, watched 2 series, and immediately fell asleep. So that is how that game went for me, and that is my analysis here. And you know what? I believe in owning that, and yeah, that's how I feel about it.
I just wonder all of Honolulu, they were probably up at 2 a.m. watching this game, or 6 hours before.
Oh yeah.
So 9 a.m. till 3 a.m.
Yo, that's crazy.
Think about that. They were
That's
probably
crazy.
and they were probably up because
Still from the bar though.
probably still from the
Yeah,
bar.
you didn't wake up at 3.
No,
like,
it's
you
just
go
the,
out. And
I
you're
told
like,
you,
bro,
it's
we're
just the
gonna
support.
fucking get-
Like it's random. My sister got married in Hawaii while this is when Mariota was playing for the Titans, and they had a Monday night game, and Monday Night Football starts at like 1:30 in the afternoon.
That's
there,
sick.
and every single thing on that island in Maui shut down watching Mariota play. Literally signs on the door. Until that game was over, everyone was in somewhere in establishment, and that game was on TV, and they were supporting him. So I could just imagine seeing Tua and him versus each other. They were probably lit in Hawaii watching this game.
Dude, did we go through the whole breakdown without shouting out Myles Garrett, who just like quietly
15 sacks.
Fly over.
This is the point where okay.
We got-
But the thing about Myles Garrett is the thing that's very unfair to him is he'll have like 4 sacks in a game and we'll be like, yeah, next
Shador
game.
Sanders. Shador
Yeah,
Sanders.
but
Shador
like
Sanders.
if for some reason I know why he doesn't show up one Sunday, it's because people, the
Or if
whole
he
game
throws a
plan is
helmet.
predicated on blocking him. Then you got people on like local radio shitting on him and saying like, oh, he chose the money, he's lazy, like he doesn't want to win. It's crazy how good this guy is.
11 sacks in 4 games.
11 buckets. Yeah.
It's crazy how good he is. And if you don't,
I wanna be
if you
him.
just, if every player in the NFL, what'd you say?
I want to be him.
I want to be him.
Yeah, it would be cool.
Did you see the photo of him? Like, I can't remember where I saw it on my timeline or who put it out there, but it was just him in a towel. It was just like talking about his stats over the last 3 or 4 weeks. He looks so big and he's so fucking good.
Yo, can I say
I
something?
just wish he wasn't on the Browns.
There's people in the chat. I wish he wasn't on the Browns either. But like everybody's like, yeah, he chose.
He did choose his fate.
Well, he did choose his fate.
Yeah.
But isn't it funny how like fans get sometimes? They just want to be mad at players because if he'd have said, "I don't want to fucking play here. I want to go somewhere else," then he's disloyal. He's selfish.
Oh, I can't believe you.
There's your
say
picture,
that.
Beau.
We did so good.
I saw that. Look at those.
And so he
Art
opts into a situation where he's been with a franchise his whole career. As much as, hey, and again, I can only draw from personal player experience here.
that up. Keep going.
I'm not, obviously goes without saying, none of us in here are Myles Garrett, even half.
Yeah.
But the point is, like, I'm so happy with the way things ended up late in my career. But there was always a weird part of me that was like, man, going out on your sword and being on the franchise you started with is such a point of pride for guys, like one-team guys. Like, there's something to that.
Yeah.
And, hey, guess what? When they give you, like, $1 billion on top of it, you're going to want to stay in town and try to see it through. And the truth is, if we're being honest about the Browns, they're a fucking quarterback away.
It's very true.
They've done a good job of picking people around him. What am I supposed to be seeing here?
Well, this is the picture that Beau called out of Myles Garrett.
I'm good.
Why isn't this illegal? Like,
I'm
what
good.
what other profession can you be in a towel and like people can freely come and interview you?
What's he
let
doing?
him get
What's he
dressed,
doing with
bro.
an AK in the fucking building? Can we get to the next? Do they not have a metal detector? Can we go? Can we go to the next thing, please?
This is
Enhance
crazy.
that.
Yeah.
Next thing, please.
Do that shit.
Looks like me when I. Never mind.
Oh, my God. Here y'all
It's a
go.
joke. All right. So what is the next thing?
Next thing is we got to go to Bermuda.
Can you guys play the sounder? Where's my microphone? Oh, it's on the wall.
Bermuda
Look at you,
Triangle,
mother-
where football games disappear.
Kevin Harlan.
I don't know, Jim. This one might disappear.
Dude. I'm so fucking excited to be here in the Bermuda Triangle, joining you for the second time The Bermuda Triangle is a place, Nate, as you know, where planes and boats get lost, and so do football games, as you heard from Kevin Harlan and our friend Tony Romo. Davis Mills said this week, my wife used to get mad at me. She'd ask me a question or want to argue a little bit, and I wouldn't react. She'd say, "Why are you mad?" And I'd say, like, "It is what it is. We'll figure it out," which, as you guys know, is a really dangerous fucking play. But Davis Mills lives dangerously. He's not worried about the Bermuda Triangle. He's the type of guy you want in the Bermuda Triangle on your side. He's actually the perfect guy to play behind this offensive line because of the thickness of his neck. It stabilizes your brain. It's actually genius to stash him away on this team. They're down 6-0 with 7 minutes to go in the game. You think he's fucking worried about it?
Nope.
Somebody that says shit like that to his wife is worried about a 6-point lead. That they spot the Titans. Don't look now. The fucking Texans are in the playoff race, Nate. You feel that wind on your neck? Do you feel that?
Ooh.
It's not an ocean breeze, brother. It's Will Anderson breathing down your neck. What if they catch the Jags?
They're not catching the Jags.
They might catch the Jags.
They're not catching it.
They are 5-5, and they are.
I hate this.
You don't need GPS in the Bermuda Triangle to find Nico Collins. Give him the ball. Fucking 15 targets will do. Will Anderson, by the way, with a 3-piece. So short week.
Is Tank Dell in there?
What do you mean?
Is he? Did you find him in there somewhere?
No, he had a massive injury last year.
Well,
okay,
they're not catching.
Short week for the Texans. Who if they can find their way out of the Bermuda Triangle, they'll be playing in a fucking standalone spot on Thursday night against the Buffalo Bills. And I got to say this, as you know, a Josh Allen fanboy, he played like shit last time he played down in Houston. And is the game in Houston?
Yep.
That's a tough matchup for the Bills. So I'm not saying they win the game, but if they can find their way back to the mainland, they might be 6-5 next week. You never know.
Never know.
Texans are alive. Shout out to Davis Mills and his thick neck. That was the Bermuda Triangle game.
Hey.
I don't know, Jim.
I'm only going to give it a little golf clap for that.
Did the fucking green screen work?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was hot.
Look at that.
it looked great.
You're in the water.
It looked
You're in
electric.
Bermuda.
Do I look like I'm in the water?
Yeah, bro.
Oh, that's fucking sick,
yeah,
man.
the lightning storm. It looks real good.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
Too bad you gave that terrible take.
Yeah. You feel that breeze, though.
No, I do feel the breeze a little bit. I mean, we're the Jags. we're the Jags.
Be careful. You guys might end up in the Bermuda Triangle week 18 against the Tennessee Titans. Don't you play them week 18? Didn't we flash the schedule up
We
earlier?
did.
That could be the Bermuda Triangle game week 18. Neither team with anything to play for. We'll see.
Or that might be the game where we're playing our scrubs because we're already in. Ha, we'll see.
All right, let's do this.
Now we're going to hear
Somebody
from.
said whenever Chris stands up, he starts talking reckless.
That is a good,
Yeah, when I get in Pat McAfee mode, I start standing up and shit.
good observation, man.
Now we are going to the locals landline presented by Zone, and we're going to hear from Zone.
All right.
Zone.
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale prohibited. I want to stress that. If you are a kid, don't use this shit, okay? Thank you very much. Y'all know I'm a bit more selective, former dipper for many years. I was 13 years old. I picked up my first dip, and so that's why I'm like, well, kids, you shouldn't dip. And you shouldn't use pouches until you're 18. But I quit dip after a long struggle and cut way down on chewing tobacco because of these pouches. And so, I'm a little bit selective. I talk about it's quality over quantity for me. That's why I pop into wintergreen. Kind of reminds me of the old thing. I only need one a day. I suggest being that guy if you can. So whether you're kicking back and watching ball with the fellas, like sometimes I need a little kick while I'm studying. And we're trying to break down 8 to 10 games at a time. Or I'm floating on the river with Cowboy Reed, which I can't wait to do that again, bro.
Can't wait.
Yeah, it's only like 5-7 months away.
Yeah.
And Zone gets me locked in those situations. Smooth feel, variety of flavors. You do have a lot of flavors. I'm not a big fruity flavor guy, but there's a lot of flavors. Zone is always on your game day roster. Whether you like a fresh mint flavor or you're into citrus, check out their roster of options. Use promo code GL20. Make sure you use the the promo code, all right, for your boys at nickokick.com/zone for 20% off at checkout. Use responsibly, please. Yeah. What's next?
And wait till you're
The landline?
21, not 18.
21. Is it 21?
Changed when I was a senior.
Really? Even better.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. Become an adult before you try things like you make adult
Let your
choices.
frontal lobe fully develop.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. So
That doesn't happen until 25, or else, until you stop rooting. For
Guess
the
I'm ahead of the
Jags.
game, Beau. Mine developed at 21.
well, Beau is now a zone guy.
Bless you.
He's come over to the good side.
And now the landline. Now we got some great call-ins from some folks. I want to hear from them.
You got it.
Just calling early today before the game. I noticed I've kind of been losing my temper after the game, so I just wanted to do a vibe check for the game. I wrote a song. It's called "They're All Wide Open." It's a cover of Scott Stapp, Creed. So this is just kind of how we're feeling right now. So here we go. The Commanders play early today. It seems my day will fill with rage. I close my eyes, begin to pray. Suddenly, Dexter Manley plays. They're all wide open, running down the field.
Sideline.
Welcome to this team. You'll see unspeakable things. They're all wide open. If I had just one wish, only one demand, I hope we stay out of seconds and 25. I hope we change the scheme, 'cause I can't change my team. I spent my life in pain for fucking nothing. They're all wide open, running down the field.
Sideline.
Welcome to this team. You'll see unspeakable things. They're all wide open.
Anyways, tell me what you think of that. That was really good, dude.
Beautiful.
I loved that.
Man, Commander.
The best is the kid's voice in
my
the background.
God.
Yeah,
For me.
definitely his child was not amused with
Just
his
generational hurt right there.
There were
That kid's gonna be-
unspeakable things.
It
in
should have
Spain.
been
And he called in. He gave
down
us
the
a post-game, too.
sideline.
Yeah.
That would have worked better than
Oh, he
the
ran it
field.
back.
Yeah.
He gave us
Just
a
a few
post-game
notes.
call in,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
Did he
postgame,
really?
here
Yep.
it is.
Oh,
Hey, Chris. It's your buddy from Minnesota calling. Watched the game a little earlier today, and I don't know. I mean, there's some bright spots. Good to see us play 11-man football. We stayed at a 2nd and 25, which was important. Overall, the defense played hard and competed very well. I think we got to talk about this Matt Gay guy. I mean,
what guy?
obviously,
Matt
you
Gay.
make
Oh,
field
yeah,
goals.
okay.
It happens, But I got to tell you, man, turning around after missing the 57-yarder and suggesting that it was a bad hold from Tressway! A bad hold from Tressway, the one bright spot! The one in my lifetime! Tressway! The only consistent
It was a bad hold.
performer
Deserved.
in my life! Tressway! And that guy's going to turn around and show him up on national television, global television. The game was in Spain. The
Global.
disrespect for your teammate. Get that guy out of here. I want him gone. Leave him there. It's unbelievable.
They did cut him.
I don't like that at all. Put some respect on Tressway if you're Matt Gay. I want him gone.
And about an hour and a half ago, the Commanders announced that they did, in fact, release kicker Matt Gay.
Man, I'm sorry. That's tough. That's tough. 31 years young, Matt Gay, out of a job. All because he blamed Tress Way. Did you know Matt Gay had dyed his hair at one point?
Laces out.
I did. The laces were in. That was the problem.
Yeah, I know. Laces out.
No, I know, but like it is. I'm sorry,
that was
sorry
against
to
the
caller,
Dolphins.
but
It was a Dolphins
yeah,
too.
sorry to. Here's the problem with that
In the
game.
movie.
That game was a dead fucking over. A dead over. They were moving the ball up and down the field, and then they just sucked. That was my analysis of it, Beau. We spent way too long on that game.
We've got two more call-ins. We've got one Eagles fan who wants to give us a ring.
Ooh.
Hey, boys, this is Mike from Delco calling. Love you guys. Look forward to you guys every day. Calling after that Eagles win, man. What the fuck? I'm just so tired of winning and feeling like shit afterwards. I don't get it. We won. I want to be happy, but I just feel like dog shit. I just want to feel good after a win. God, I wish the Eagles made me as hard as this podcast does. #, no oyster. Love you guys. Thanks.
Hey, fully torqued. Love that.
He's fully torqued. No, but I mean, like, listen, I'm not glad we're here. I'm glad that the Eagles are what are they, 7-8-2, something like that, 8-2. So
They
funny
are.
we do this for a living, but like I keep forgetting records.
8-2, tied for the best record in the
which goes to
NFC.
show you, it's not like we operate off of like the eyeball test, and I think some of the most discerning fans do too, where it's like but we're 8-2 just doesn't carry the kind of weight you want it to, because in the same show, if somebody were to bring up the Denver Broncos, Eagles fans might be like, well, they're not going anywhere. Right. Well, good luck telling that to a fucking Broncos fan. They're 8-2.
We're going somewhere.
We're winning though.
9-2.
It isn't about the wins. It is about the wins, but it's about how you look winning, because that's the predictor of future success, and I think that's what everybody's saying. But I will, like last night, I want to say, like, I thought the game plan was like real spotty. What else is new, especially in the passing game? But it was the weather. The weather had something to do with it too.
We've got one more. We've got a question.
But how about that
from a
fucking
Vikings fan.
defense, dude?
Yeah,
Different
I feel good
level.
about that.
Hey guys, love the podcast. This is Katie. I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan. And my question is not sarcastic. At what point as a player do you realize that the season is cooked? Do you have to be in a mentality where you keep competing, or at some point you all look around the locker room and realize, like, this is the reality? Just wondering how the actual players on the field have to deal with that, because as fans, obviously we can think that the season is over probably way before you guys ever do. Or maybe not. Let me know.
I'm convinced that sometimes I really didn't know. I was too stupid. Like the writing was on the wall, like in training camp, but I was just too naive and stupid. I swear, as a young player, you just don't know how things work. And, I think it's kind of like a deal where when you're on an airplane, if the plane starts shaking, you want to look at the flight attendants, because they've been in the air a lot. They know what's scary and what's not.
Mm-hmm.
If you have veterans, you want to look at those veterans in training camp, early in the season, in meetings. Like what are they giving off? Like, what's the energy that they're giving off? Like, do they look hopeful, or do they look like they're just punching a clock? That's what you want to look at, is like the guys that have been there. But as far as the young players, you don't have a choice. We've talked about this a lot. Like, as somebody who's been on a lot of bad teams, you just on Sunday, you have to kind of trick your mind. And it's better if you have no frame of reference otherwise, like I did when I was a young player. Like, I didn't know any better. This is football. In the NFL, you show up on Sunday and you hope you don't lose by 30. Mm-hmm. And you play as hard as you can, because you know everybody's going to make fun of everybody on the team, and you have to like avoid being like that guy. It's a lot worse to play on a bad team. This is the one thing. Today, it's a lot worse playing a bad team than it was in 2010.
Absolutely.
Because of social media,
Yeah.
because of coverage, because of like they
For sure.
they were shooting our games through a Hubble telescope, dude. It was awesome. Like you look back at some of those games, man, you're like, that wasn't me out there,
Right?
I could like Jamar
That's
Chase.
AI.
Like,
That's
no, that wasn't me.
That's bad AI.
I think that's Adam Carricker. You know, like that's the kind of but now it's like these bad teams. So you do have to fight to survive when you're out there. I don't mean survive because somebody's gonna remind me that we're not like soldiers. But what I'm saying is like survive from a football standpoint because that shit stays on tape. It's your signature. It's your.
Hey, sometimes you think you're on a bad team though early in the season, and you're actually pretty good. Like I remember in 2017 early, I didn't realize that we were good until like
we didn't know.
Everyone else had already known. You know what I mean?
We didn't know. No, that was funny. There's actually a mic'd up moment where at the end of the Broncos game, you're talking to me on the sideline and you're like, "Are we good?" Speaking of looking at the flight attendants. And I was like,
and we're like,
I think we are
at that time.
Yeah, I was like, I think we really are. But even at being like 5-1 or 6-1, like you're like, because you're a player, you know that wins aren't everything. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where it comes from with media members that played that are like, yeah, you win a game, but like, how do you look? Because we didn't know in 2017 that we were any good until almost the playoffs. We didn't know we were real good until fucking Carson got hurt, and then we were like, oh, we're not good anymore. And then we're like,
oh, we're suddenly awful.
We're very good. We're still very good.
Yeah.
Just in, Jamar Chase just got officially suspended for one game.
Yeah, no question.
Damn.
That makes a lot of sense.
One game check for him is $500,000.
Damn.
That's an expensive
son.
loogie.
That's an expensive loogie for sure.
Damn, man.
Okay, so is that all the games?
That's all the
And
games. We're going to head to the BetMGM moments after we say hi to BetMGM.
BetMGM, what's good? This football season, BetMGM wants to give you another chance at first touchdown scores with BetMGM's second chance promotion. You'll get your stake back in cash if your first touchdown scorer scores second instead. Oh, by the way, last night, sorry, BetMGM, I had 2 first touchdown scores. One was Jalen Hurts. One was somebody not named Saquon Barkley. You see how that worked out for me?
Mm-hmm.
That was incredible. No, it was incredible. Saquon's thigh or whatever it was. Poor guy. He can't get in the end zone on the Eagles. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. Be sure to take advantage of this offer. And if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code GREENLIGHT, and you will get up to a $1,500 first bet offer on your first wager with BetMGM. BetMGM, make it legendary. Bet responsibly. Don't chase. Unless you're really good at it, like me. Which, the last couple weeks has been good in that respect. But, yeah, shout out to BetMGM. Be careful out there. Be careful tonight. I will tell you more about that in a minute.
Best flight, fellas. Beau, kick us off.
Let me kick us off. Best flight. Chicago Bears. Flying back from Minnesota, short flight. You're you just kind of clinch the lead for the NFC North. It's great. It's a great flight. You're up and down. It's nice. It's a good flight.
A little up and down. Anybody else?
I'll give you the.
I'll go last. I'll go last. I want to sway the judge.
What do you got?
I'm going with the 6-5 Carolina Panthers. You get out of Atlanta with a win on the shoulders of a great performance from the Prince. Also avoided what looked like it was a really bad injury to Bryce early on in that game, but he was obviously able to battle through it. Panthers are a weird team, but massive game this coming Monday against the Niners in a tightly contested NFC playoff race.
Bryce Young should probably be. I mean, can you imagine like how good a flight is when you're him? Like,
no,
the seats are huge.
Yeah,
plenty of leg room.
Awesome.
No, honestly,
yeah,
his feet are like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
no shade.
No,
it's just good being him, dude. You fit in all the clothes. If he can turn this thing around, He really has like the greatest life.
No doubt.
Small sports cars, roller coasters.
Small house.
I was a little big for the roller coasters. Anyways, go ahead.
Best flight. I'm going with Dolphins flying home from Madrid. Sticky win. And Mike McDaniels can actually, like we're talking about, sell to the team that, hey, we still got a chance. We still got a chance if we keep winning. If you look at the stuff, there's a slight chance for the Dolphins to actually still be in it.
No question.
Because the Bills are like, they're hit or miss.
What if the Finns take the fucking Jags place? They ain't winning the division.
What if they take the Bills?
They're not taking the Bills
place.
What
if the Bills just drop off? You just like all these what ifs, like your what if.
You just started
like,
this conversation with a what if?
Yeah, what?
Crazy.
I'm just saying.
Somebody get this guy under control.
What if
you just what if? No. I'm gonna do the Nate thing now. I'm gonna talk over you and yell. I'm gonna yell.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about the.
You started. Wait. Can we run the 30 seconds back that just happened?
We're talking about the Dolphins.
You go,
possibly.
what if the Dolphins take the Bills' spot?
Yeah.
And I go, what if they take the Jags spot? And they go, here you go with the what ifs.
Because this is my what if, right? So best flight, Jags.
This is my what if.
Best flight, Dolphins from Madrid.
It's mine. It sounds like my daughter. All right, so it's the best flight is Miami Dolphins. Is it ever a good flight when you leave Madrid?
I've never been.
In fact, said sticky win, but I'd say it's more of a stinky win, dude.
Yeah,
then you got to fly that far.
Yeah,
Stinky.
yeah. Come back with a lift. Because in Spain they speak with a lift.
They
do they?
They give you the oysters
Did
to
you
go.
know that?
In New Orleans, they give you a paella for the flight.
Bro, if I was on the Dolphins, I would come.
Paella.
So you come back with a paella for sure.
Yeah, it'll be real good.
But if I was on the Dolphins, I would come back with a lisp and just play it for like I would like keep the bit for like the rest of the year. I'm huge in
Yeah, I think
Spain.
I picked something up. I got a little
Seriously.
thick. I got a little thick over there.
I got a little thick. We've got the Chiefs next week.
The Chiefs.
The Chiefs.
Got the thief.
That's my new favorite thing, dude.
Yeah, the Chiefs.
The Chiefs. I'm gonna start writing that out like in the whole thing. Okay, best flight. What the fuck was Gabe Davis doing a week ago, huh? How about you get the call, your agent's like, hey, I got a lead on a job. He's like, which job? Agent says, the job. There's a big cantaloupe farmer up in upstate New York that wants to throw you the football and money downs, dude. You don't even need to fucking practice. They're not going to make you learn the playbook. You already know it. Fly up first class. Gabe Davis, best flight.
Yeah, it's Gabe Davis, top notch. Is he the? It's not. It's the Panthers. Bryce Young.
Let's go.
He's sitting there. You talked about it. He's got a good spot. He's got a good seat. Great for Gabe Davis. He's caught some balls. Yeah, it's nice flying up. Oh, I'm out of Jacksonville. No, it's Bryce Young. He's got a 30-minute flight. Whoo, daddy. Off a W and off a career high.
Let's go.
That's one.
You want to limit his iPad time, though. That's, So, you don't want kids just fucking... Next
He's got
is
the
worst
iPad
flight.
with the big case,
Yeah. You're right. Hey, Larry Hoover, I agree. All right, worst flight?
Worst flight.
Chargers O-line. Put them in the cargo deck. Make them fly down there where there may or may not be enough oxygen in the plane. Let them fly down there with Nick
the
Cage
tail open.
and Con Air. Put them in that part of the plane because that was terrible.
Make them feel what their quarterback's feeling.
Yeah, for real.
Suffocated back there.
Yeah, exactly. When the plane turns, like all the luggage crushes them. Yeah, like that's how they should feel. Because that's how they made Justin Herbert feel. Honestly.
And Herbert gets to go to first class. So the rest of the team.
Yeah, Herbert first class.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a weight problem. Then make them jump out of the fucking plane, dude. Here's a parachute. Operation Dumbo Drop. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Harbaugh's passing out
Trevor Penning in a parachute.
parachutes.
Dude. Yeah, dude. Terrible. Worst
Nate,
flight.
worst flight.
Worst flight.
7-hour flight, mind you.
Worst flight.
Gross.
Butt sweat. Those guys don't shower.
It has to be the Bengals, and specifically Jamar Chase, knowing that he lied to the media and he's about to go viral, saying that he didn't spit, and then probably being on the plane just watching all the mentions of your name and the playback of you actually spitting.
Watching people who have internet in the air like look at you like who you told guys you told in the locker room like I didn't do that.
I ain't do that, bro. He's tripping. I ain't spit on him. I would never do that. And then you look, you'd be like, man, this guy. Because I just feel like that's probably the worst flight, just in real time. Like, it's kind of like knowing that you lied to the media and like how big it's probably gonna get, and then fast forward now, like just being like, damn, I might get suspended.
It's a 1 game
knowing I'm
vacation.
gonna get fined, like I'm about to lose money for this.
Yeah,
I let Jalen Ramsey kind of win. He got under my skin, and worst flight.
Yeah, Ramsey's Ramsey can get in your head.
Top notch shit talker.
He's developed into one of my favorite players of all time. I'm willing to say that. Yeah,
I like Ramsey.
Hell yeah, dude.
He was a great player for the Jags. So you forgot.
Thank you for your service.
I got a worse flight.
Paul. No, go. Yeah.
Man. Well, Chris, that was a great worst flight out of you because I had to readjust my worst flight. I'm going to give my worst flight to the Chiefs.
You were going to give it to the Chargers O-line?
I was going to give it to the Chargers, but I mean, I liked yours more than mine, frankly.
More precise.
But no, mine is the Chiefs. Yeah, exactly. The Chiefs. Because you're leaving Mile High, you're 5-5. Like, when was the last time you got on a flight after a close loss? 5-5. If you're part of that team, probably never. You know, you're probably sitting there, probably real quiet on the plane, eating your little peanut butter and jellies and your little flight grapes.
Yeah,
in silence.
Mm-hmm.
Tough one.
He said, "Mm-hmm."
That's always a bad feeling. Like omen. Like if you on a team,
that's a bad one.
That always wins, and like you guys like don't know how to lose. Like those flights is always.
Dude, teams that know how to lose, bro.
Yeah, like you could be kind of.
You got options, bro.
Exactly. You could be.
How you want to take this loss?
Exactly. But like, think about being on the plane like that. Like you might be a guy that's just like, hey, like I might giggle at something, whatever, like that, and you might get exiled for that. Like,
I don't know what it's like. I mean, honestly, like
what are you laughing about over there? We just fucking lost. We might not make the playoffs.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite though. The coaches that are like, I saw you smiling on the plane home. I'm like, bro, like,
I'd be like, yo,
yeah, and I saw you call fucking, draw on 3rd and 7, or like, like, what are you doing, bro? Like, you gonna be mad at people because they smiled on the plane?
Coach virtue signaling, just so like they,
just
they want everyone else to know that they're more upset about
now,
it than the
Keon
players.
Coleman, Beau, dancing on the sideline when he's suspended because he missed a meeting, like that's where you got to kind of stand up straight. You know what I'm saying? Because you're the only guy people are looking at.
Buddy.
There's nothing you can
here,
do on the
buddy.
plane ride back to change the outcome of the game. Now, just don't be an asshole about it.
Nolan, worst flight.
Worst flight. Any ball that Sam Darnold threw 10+ air yards.
Woo!
Targets of 10 yards down the field. He was 3 of 14, 3 picks, and finished with a 5.7 passer rating. That's a single-digit number on a 3-digit number scale. That was the reason for that offense's collapse yesterday.
And after Halloween, he was seeing ghosts again, something, right?
It was like he didn't have enough air traffic controllers, Nolan.
Oh, man.
Well said.
You know, I thought the shutdown was over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Good one.
It's not good.
Not good.
Beau, great pick. The Chiefs.
The Chiefs.
The ultimate worst flight. Leaving Denver. That's got to suck, especially at 5-5.
He gave it to Beau. Oh, this is going to be good. I wish Macon was in here to be on your ass about these. Oh,
Whatever. Macon can lick my brain.
he gave it to a ball. That was really creative. You know what
That
I'm
was
saying?
creative. Yep, but I mean the Chiefs.
The Chiefs.
All right,
They
next
lost
one.
the God's team.
Next one.
Bunch of suckers.
Suckers.
Bevel Conway.
Bevel Conway. All the playoff prediction right now, not seeing Kansas City out of the playoffs. That is absolute Bevel Conway for me right now.
Probably not going to win. That's not even a thing you can see.
Yes, you can. The Chiefs are not in the playoffs.
Jeez.
The Chiefs. Yeah, this has changed.
The Chiefs-less graphics.
Somebody
we're
needs
talking
to
about.
call Andy Reid and tell him the name of their team just changed. Call the Hunts and tell them, excuse me, Hunts, your team name has just changed.
Now they can't, because like if we want to, we might be able to. We might
They need to
sponsor.
We might want to,
Green
yeah,
Lake
Chiefs.
at one point.
Yep.
Don't give them.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what they call the KC locker room now?
What?
The Den of Cheese.
The Den of Cheese. That's really good. That's really good.
Sign over the
I
door.
like that.
That's fucking beautiful.
Holy shit.
Okay, so what are you doing? Bevel Conway?
Yes.
I'm gonna go quite literally a shot out of commercial last night. We're watching the game, and yeah, this is a homer take, not that shot. This shot.
Those beans.
Look at this. These are the fucking banners, which are cool because me and Beau were on one of those banners. They're not on the banner, but we were part of them. We were part of the team, and it just was a very physical football game. And the snow started to fall at the end of the game, and you know the weather was shitty, and it was a big moment in the game, right? And you're coming out of commercial, and you got now you took a still shot. I guess we can't use the video, Reed.
No.
Well, that sucks. I really wish somebody would have reminded me of that. Because the video was something else. That picture sucks. So I humbly bow out of this.
Well, I saw
can
the
see the
video, so
snow.
I know
Oh, the
how
judge
it
knows.
hits.
It was
Judge kn-
gorgeous. The fucking light flakes falling.
And it was Mike
the
Tirico
banners?
goes, "Oh, there's some rain. Oh, maybe it's winter. Oh, it's some snow."
Oh. What did
was
Mike
in there.
Tirico say that I wanted on the soundboard? Do you have it on the soundboard?
I think it's on there.
Can I put it? Where is it? Is it on the beginning or the
The very last page,
very last page?
bottom right.
Hey, oh, that's not it. I'm debuting a Mike Tirico sound. That's a sound that Mike Tirico made last night, describing what the tush push sounds like.
He said, "I love the mics being close to the tush push, so you can hear all the."
Mike Tirico sounds like a poet saying anything he ever says, and then he got there, and I was like, "Yeah, don't do that again. Don't do that again."
Beau? Bevel?
Bevel. Okay, you know what? I thought that there was something very beautiful about the very appealing, just the way the Bucks at the Bills looked. The deep blues. There were some reds from the Bucks. It looked like one of those games where it looked really cold out. Also, like this kind of harkens back to the Deion Dawkins pregame coat under the pads situation, which I love. Now I don't know if he did that yesterday, but I saw some clips on my timeline, regurgitated maybe, of him doing that. And I think that is such a fucking great look. So kind of a little bit of a twofer bevel right there. All right. Twofer would be the Bucks at the Bills. And then more importantly, the Deion Dawkins, goose down jacket underneath the pads. Just anytime that has the opportunity to resurface, I'm fully in on bevel.
My bevel yesterday was the Rams Midnight Blues. I know this is kind of controversial. Personally, I think if they take that light blue out of the sleeve, you have a perfect uniform. I think they did that really well. It's basically their version of the all black. I love all black uniform combos we get to see around the league. I love when the Ravens do it. I love when the Eagles do it. The Rams looked really, really good in those. I loved them.
Yeah, it was that blue stripe that needed to go.
Or put the blue in the helmet.
Yep.
Because my wife walked in and she was like, "Yeah, I don't know. They kind of, if you took the blue away, it looked like the Steelers a little too close." And I'm pretty sure they probably sat in a focus group and were like, "Yeah, that's kind of hijacking
that's a
the
good
Steelers
point.
shit." But I think it almost worked. I was shocked. I told BY that shit sucked, and it actually looked pretty cool.
Yeah. It helps they played really well, too.
Yeah, it helps to run a 4-5 or a 4-4. Firing you up.
Yeah, those jerseys, man, there's something about them that just makes you want to give them the Bevel Conway. But we can't do it with the Eagles game and all that snow.
Look at him spreading the ball out. He's just spreading the ball out.
Hey, man, I'm like Matt Stafford a couple weeks ago. I know how to hit.
You're like Bill Belichick on Inside the NFL, where we do Football Guy of the Week. Do you remember this? Mm-hmm. And he would always, he would just give it to RC all the time.
Well, you were doomed from the jump, having played for him.
I know. He didn't want to show favoritism
Yeah.
to somebody. But yeah. You know.
But yeah.
All right. So what the fuck is
Anti-bevel.
Golly, I gotta go last. This is like a dinner when you're not ready. I'll go last.
I'll go. My anti-bevel.
Wait, who won that one? Sorry, who won that one?
Not you.
What's
not
the score at?
Did
you win it though, Fax?
I think it's probably 1-1-1.
Yeah, 1-1.
Okay.
He's just going around the room.
Anti-bevel Conway goes to Arby's, you disgusting.
Oh my god.
Disgusting fucks. Bruh, the new fried steak bites that you have. Oh my goodness. I seen a picture of these and it looks like animal feces. I'm sorry, but it just looks so gross.
Oh, I thought you got those. I thought you
No.
Does it taste like animal feces?
No, like I wouldn't even want to try it. Like if that's what it looks like, the picture, and then on top of it, the meal costs $16. Like get out of here.
Who in their right mind is ordering steak from
but fried steak bites. It doesn't even it doesn't even sound appealing. None of the pictures look appealing at all. Like even promoting this. Like, ugh.
Yeah, that's not good.
That looks really bad.
I would eat that though.
I want to know who was in those.
For the experience, I would absolutely eat that.
Ugh.
For the experience, you'd eat that?
Yeah, for the experience.
I
man.
think you know what that experience is. Just
I don't know what that experience is like. That could look
have
really
to-
bad, but actually tastes really good. Did you try to pull one apart?
Why don't you try? Wait, you didn't.
To
You
see
didn't
if they
order.
just kind of like, you know, kind of like a fall off the
You know,
bone
some
kind of
things you
thing.
see and you look at and you're just like, I don't want to try that. Like, I don't care what it tastes like
Yeah.
because of the look. This is one of those things. You shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but sometimes when your stomach and your health is on the line, you probably should. Like that if it goes bad isn't worth
Yeah,
the fucking half a day stomach ache that you might get.
might not be worth it.
Like it's just not worth it. So that's my anti-bevel Conway. And then to put them next to some really good looking curly fries, because Arby's they've got it locked on curly fries, but
average.
But with that those fried steak bites, anti-bevel.
I'll try it.
I'm sure you will.
We'll order some here. We'll get steak bites and the Taco Bell Mountain Dew pie.
Yeah, for Thursday.
Ugh.
Who's next?
My anti-bevel. I think the worst sight in football is any time the Bengals defense takes the field. These guys are awful. Dead last yards per play allowed. Dead last EPA per play allowed. 31st in success rate allowed. 31st in pressure rate. Every bit as bad as they were last year. And because of that, this season was doomed from the jump. Do not play Joe Burrow. It's not worth it.
Save him.
Protect
Save the man. Anybody else?
Yeah, I got a good one. Imagine that you're a pretty good AFC team. You know, there's
Pretty good.
You're on your way to being you're like maybe 1 year away from being a very good team. You've been decimated by injuries, and then you have to fly across the entire fucking country and go and play 4 quarters of football and stare up at the scoreboard afterwards, and you see it say 35-6 Jacksonville Jaguars over the Chargers.
That's terrible.
That's a tough view for you, you know, and then you got to get your ass on that plane and fly back. So that's my anti-bevel Chargers Jags, but also like just, you know, all shit talk here aside, I think those are 2 gross uniform matchups. Something about it just doesn't do it for me.
But when you look up, but you got to remember when you're looking up at that scoreboard in Jacksonville, you got that beautiful pool, baby.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
That pool filled with that piss, same color those Chargers pants are.
see that? You see when I bring up the Jags, what you guys do? You see what I
You
mean?
see, I didn't say a
You
fucking
see what I
word. You
mean?
say I'm sitting here minding my business.
See what I mean? No, I say
See, I'm
something,
minding my
and it's
business.
word vomit from one of you guys. I say something about the pool, and you bring it up pissed. like I don't get it. I don't get it, Reed. Like I've been cool with the Broncos, but I got you. I'll remember that. I'm gonna remember that.
Anti-Bevel Conway. I was going to give it to Kathy Englebert's tenure as she prepares to to negotiate in the CBA and the WNBA. Obviously, you guys are following it. I think she's done a terrible job. She makes $3 million. That's as much as like the entire league. That is an ugly deal. And she's drawn a lot of,
That's crazy.
She's drawn a lot of criticism from a lot of the women in the league, and I think that, honestly, we should be fucking listening, and I think it's ugly what she's doing.
And you know what's worse? Caitlin Clark hasn't been reached out to by Engelbert after her comments.
That's insane, dude.
Why?
There's nothing worse. I mean, maybe some of these little football things that you guys are talking about, if you think they're worse, great. But, like, I think there's nothing worse than this. There's nothing. This is anti-Bevel.
Big time anti-Bevel.
This is anti-Bevel Conway, bro.
And I mean, you're right. It is the anti-Bevel winner here this week. There's nothing worse than this.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yep.
So brave.
Best seat.
Eat shit, guys.
Eat Arby's steak bites.
Best seat? Can I just keep it basic with this? I'll start. Fuck it. No one seems ready to really jump the gun there. I'm just gonna start at best seat. Let's just get back to our roots. Nice and simple. All right. Chicago Bears. Okay. You're leading the NFC North. You're in a pretty good spot. You're winning a lot of close games at the end of games. No one's really expecting you to be that good, and you're pretty good in Ben Johnson's first year. Caleb's playing pretty well. Best seat. Boom.
Best seat is going to Scatabo, sitting front seat at UFC, just fucking enjoying the fuck out of himself, screaming and doing ad-libs during the fight.
Yeah.
And for a guy who's injured, like, it's one of those things. You could either go down in the dumps, like for people like with big injuries, like if you don't know, especially a guy who's having a great season and you're a rookie, like you can really just go into depression. And just to see him out and about and seeing him on vlogs and just being upbeat and happy, I'm happy for him. And best seat, Scatabo, because it's never fun getting injured, especially when you're playing as well as he was and kind of like getting the fame and the hype as he was at the timing. So
no, it is not fun. It is not fun. Who's up next?
Nolan.
I'm ordering last.
My best seat is viewers of the Bucs-Bills game. Just a really fun game to watch. Ton of points. Love the J.J. Watt Iron Eagle broadcast crew. They're a great listen. I think Watt does a hell of a job. It was a Bevel-like atmosphere. Beau talked about it. Cold day in Buffalo. Cool uniform combos. And it just felt like a shootout playoff game. Awesome viewing experience all around. Best seat, the fans of that game.
Man, that's great. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else?
I think it's you.
Is that everybody?
The best seat, the north. Was it the goalpost for Williams, the one that he jumped right up on? It was a good seat.
No, that's not a good seat. That's not a good seat. You shouldn't say that. I'm gonna go best seat, the New Orleans Saints. They had a bye week. They're just sitting there watching all the other teams. And they're like, isn't it nice that we don't have to do this week?
Yeah.
And we won last week, and we took that into our bye week. Best seat, Saints. I mean, that's the best I got.
Yeah. Great great submissions. Man, yeah, viewers of Bucs-Bills.
Let's go.
Viewers of Bucs-Bills.
There we go.
It's a good game, and we had those pretty uniforms from the Bills.
We did.
Little red buffalo on the top.
Yep.
Buffalo.
Good look.
Yeah, look at that.
That is
hot.
a good look.
It's pretty hot.
I love the Bucs combo too.
Next, worst seat.
I got one. Ready?
Oh yeah.
Please.
Worst seat was the cop that shoved Nick Harbor from South Carolina. Then immediately just got removed from his duties or whatever. That guy is a complete and utter hardo. Tough place to be in. National television. Everyone saw it. Immediately removed from his cushy little post there. Tough seat to be in.
And I'm sure he's never done that anywhere outside the stadium. Like I'm sure that's the first time ever that he's ever acted that way.
Here's my thing. Ultimately, like, what are you trying to get out of this? Like, you want something to happen where you're going to try to arrest this kid during the game? Like
That's
that, like
just-
I just don't like. I don't even understand the thought process.
Why don't you just step out of the
That's
way
just-
and let the
and
players walk by?
look at if you look at it in slow motion, like Buddy's trying to move out of the cop's way.
Yeah,
But he
He's,
gets
it's
mad
like
at
that's
eight.
the
It's like-
same energy that ref had for Cassius Marsh.
that's so
Yeah.
weird.
Yes.
That's so weird.
Yeah,
He-
good call with that, Chris.
And he goes after he swings his left arm
He
wide
did
too.
swing his left arm.
He was
That
going
dude
for
was
both those
seeking
dudes.
contact.
I swear to God, I saw somebody under the comments that was like, "We should see the whole video first." I was like, "Bro," I was like,
What do you want,
fucking,
body
this
cam
fucking no." I mean, these people,
I'm gonna stop you right there.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Like you just have
Just
this copy
stop.
and pasted. Yeah, you know.
Now he's gonna have to pay to go to all those games. Had the free front row seats. Now he
Yeah.
gotta pay.
My worst seat, NFL
He'll
fans
probably do a
in
GoFundMe.
Spain.
He'll probably have a GoFundMe by the end of the week.
That.
Bunch of people.
That would be weirder than what he did.
Yeah.
You think,
Worst seat, NFL fans in Spain finally get a game in your homeland, and it is an absolute shit show. What an awful game. I don't think the Commies got into plus territory until that TD drive in the second half. I think you described it as fuckery.
It was
in the
fuckery,
goal to
dude.
go situation.
It was a fuckery bowl,
It's
dude.
awful.
But they're in Spain, player.
Yeah, awful.
Wouldn't you like to be in Spain right now?
Not to watch that.
Oh, I'd watch it. I'd spend a whole week there in Spain. I'd spend a week in Spain and watch the Bengals defense play the fucking Texans offense, dude.
Is Spain that great?
I think Spain's pretty legit. Is it
Okay.
not?
I've never
Yeah.
been.
We need to
been.
go.
I like it.
Oh, Beau likes it?
Cool.
Let's go teach
Yeah.
some Madrid and Spain fans about real football. Let's show you a really good game like Rams Chiefs from 2018.
Yeah.
Got to be real confusing
Let's
to get
do it.
to get the first. Got to be real confusing to get the first NFL game there, and you go into overtime, and the game just ends without the time all running out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's got to be
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good point.
That's got to be.
This
fucking
isn't much
confusing.
different than soccer. It's just dudes kicking the ball. What the fuck?
Oh man. Okay. Worst seat. Giving it to me and my family at the Virginia Safari Park this past weekend. I don't think I fully understand or knew what I was getting me and my family into going to this safari park. And it was exciting and it was fun to go one time,
But
but never again. Wild animals are wild for a reason, and I just feel like opening up your window to try to feed them isn't really a fun or smart thing to do. If you like to be kind of on edge and scared, it's perfect. It's perfect for you.
yes.
But
It was like a haunted hayride experience.
yes. But it's more that it's not even haunt. It's like it's the thought that this animal can just bite my hand or my arm or
Yeah.
reach in here.
Bro, those videos you're sending, I was like, holy shit.
And they can do whatever they want. And then watching some animals, their eyes being like, I could just kick or ram the shit out of your car right now if I want to. And like, I'm not going to do it. But having that feeling of the animal kind of giving you that, like, look at this llama. This dude was the
The
thug.
ostriches are the ones you got to watch, dude.
But they're also calculated.
200%.
I was trying to drive, and they were like purposely watch him speed up when I put on the gas.
It's because they know.
Well, yeah, they're trained. They know.
He knows that I'm not gonna run him over.
Yeah.
So they just get in front of you
Yeah.
to be like, hey, what do you got in there?
Yeah, no, they really do walk you down at that park.
So I'm gonna say worst seat, and then the $6 for food that I spent for this 35-minute drive through this, it got bullied out of my hands in 7 minutes. So
No.
so like we were driving and kind of not having any food for the animals. So there was like some longer standoffs than I would have wanted. Because like literally some of the animals, they would not move until you open the window, and whether you threw food, like they know they're like, no, you have food in there. Like we're not moving.
Yeah, they've been
until-
trained. It's Pavlovian.
Yup,
Yeah.
It's easy to train a llama, dude.
I'm
They're
sure.
fucking idiots. Respectfully. Come on.
Anything
You could never get me with that trick.
I don't mess with anything that's categorically a wild animal.
You could never.
You put that turkey in here. I was like, hell no.
Am I worst seat?
Yes.
Yep.
Whoever's name is Bubba. Next.
Woo!
Yep. Dub.
Man,
Oh, you don't have to give me a dub.
No.
I don't want a dub. Is people going to start calling you?
No, the worst thing about it is
No,
there's
don't want to
people
talk
saying
anymore
now,
about it. I'm poking. I'm
there's
poking people in the
saying
chat.
now
I'm just
that
poking.
Bubba
Is not. I know.
is a chance that it's not a human.
No, I know.
Oof.
I believe it.
Oof. Oof.
Fly in the wall.
There's someone that had a worse seat than Bubba, I'll tell you that.
Oof.
But
I guess whoever was on the ass end of that thing. I don't know if there is a good seat in that scenario. All right, what's next?
Fly in the wall.
I got one. Besides the Bubba situation, fly in the wall for me.
Why would you want to be there? That's insane.
Come on.
Dude.
The moistures, man.
Aren't you curious?
See that?
All right.
See that? Eat the moistures. Eat the moisters in.
All right, go next. Next.
Fly on the wall would be pregame speech. I would love to have been a fly on the wall in Jameis Winston's pregame speech. You know he was cooking some extra. First start in a long time for Boo. I was on the receiving end of a lot of those speeches. They're fucking great. You really don't ever know what he's going to say. And honestly, I don't think he does either. And God bless him. I would have loved to have heard what exactly Boo came cooking with pregame for the Giants this on Sunday. It's great.
Fly on the wall. I didn't know you sold shitty weed, Sean McDermott. Can you pull that up?
Oh shit.
What is going on with this? And you guys are doing some screen mirroring shit here, but this is legit. They cut away to this. I mean, this is just an excuse to talk about this moment in the game where I gasped. They were like, and this is something that Sean McDermott has given to every player on the team. I'm like, damn, dude, what's he charging? It's like pre-ground, like Reggie Miller, dude.
No, it honestly looks like seeds.
You think it looks like? I can't see
like
from it.
To actually plant like some weed.
No, it just looks like bad grass, bro. Now, if you zoom in,
or those are lentils.
No, it's a piece of the field, I guess. But he put it in like a little mason jar, which is how I hear people get weed sometimes, and they put them in the mason jars. I just thought it was like he doesn't think things through sometimes. Harkening back all the way to the pregame speech, I think Sean just has some blind spots, dude, where he's like, I'm gonna give everybody a little little Happy Meal with a mason jar of ground up substance in it, and they're gonna put it on TV. Yeah, fly on the wall. What the fuck is he thinking? But it is like what is it like grass from what? Does anybody know what that really was supposed to be?
I thought it was.
They said it was from Highmark and from the practice, like the practice facility too.
Yeah,
but
field service or something.
all
A commenter said it's supposed to symbolize defend our dirt, but it's just the actual rubber pellets below the artificial turf. He's been doing this since he was hired in 2017.
This morning I smoked them stems. Yeah, that's the kind of shape I'm in. Who's up next?
Nate.
Go ahead, Nate.
Fly on the wall. I'm giving it to Jacksonville's GM, who supposedly told Liam Cohen, I would not have a fat head coach on my sideline. So Liam Cohen has lost 35 pounds since they said March. And they talked about it during the game. And even though
he got bullied into getting skinny,
I just feel like there's some type of like workers violation somewhere mixed in there.
It's an HR thing.
Yeah, you can't tell a worker I'm not gonna have that. And I don't think Liam Cohen was that big. And I guess when you look back, I guess he was a little bit chunkier around the neck, but it's just like, dang, bro.
I mean, he was wearing the vest, you know?
Yeah.
Which is a great move when you're, the torso's a little bit disheveled,
you can hide stuff. But when I heard them say that on the during the game, I was like, Maybe that was like off the record when he told you that. Maybe you shouldn't have said that on the air, because I just feel like, yeah, there's maybe some.
Man, when Jonathan Vilma, I guess it was in Spain, and he said he was like, they were like, what would you think if your quarterback carried out a fake like that? It'd be like, we would think that the quarterback was on drugs.
Kenny Albert couldn't.
Oh my God, bro! I was at home.
Kenny Albert said he's joking.
Yeah.
He couldn't say that fast enough.
I was like, oh my God, when he said that. And I'm sitting there watching the game with my girl and my baby. And Mariah was like, what? And I was like, did you just hear what they were saying? And she was like, no, I missed it. And I was just like,
yo,
that was just crazy that he said that.
Tua at press conferences is, I want him and 9 answering questions for 60 minutes. Like
Exactly.
at the podium. They're just quote machines. Okay.
Jerusalem?
Okay, next.
Nolan.
Well, that my fly on the wall was just
Next!
like, the Dolphins PR staff, just like those meetings with him.
Oh
Just
my
trying
God.
to go over like trying to anticipate like where he's gonna go with certain things. Be like, hey, like stay away from this, stay away from that, and then like he
Maybe
goes,
stay away from the Middle East. then.
Yeah, I'm like that wasn't even on your radar, you know. You're just like
This one.
you know.
All right, what's next?
Well, the winner, Jameis speech would be wonderful to be on the fly on the wall for. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Tremendous.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
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 Hollow man.
No, Jameis would say things pregame, and you would just find like a couple of your buddies, like you're on an episode of The Office, and you just make eye contact with them and try not to laugh. It's so funny.
Well, what was because I remember watching the national championship when he was like, we all right then. And he kept saying that over.
We strong then.
We strong.
We
That was
strong.
it. Yeah.
We strong then.
You're strong.
I'm strong.
We're strong.
We're
then.
strong then.
It was incredible.
All right.
Hollow man.
Oh my God.
That is a good question. Which PR team probably has the hardest job in the NFL?
Might be the Dolphins.
No doubt.
All right, coach. Try not to throw your players under the bus, but I want to get fired.
Yeah.
All right, coach. Probably don't show up at
right.
bar.
All right.
After game.
All right. All right.
Troll it.
All right.
Hollow man.
Hollow man. Well, fuck. I was gonna do the cop, but now I gotta do Sam Darnold like everybody else. It's just so not creative, but Sam Darnold, like on a serious note, is the hollow man of yesterday. Now that could change next week, but like it just felt like that was the big game. And you know, everything, the narrative. He just played in the narrative, but it's just one game.
Yeah, my hollow man is Jerusalem. No one kind of beat me there, but like just imagine being, you know, a very peaceful. I can't even do this shit tongue in cheek.
I'm leaving.
It's just hilarious that Jerusalem would catch a stray, you know.
That's an interesting hollow man.
Date Hollow man.
Hollow man, gotta be.
Let's go play a bowl game.
It's gotta be Jamar Chase realizing that he's gonna lose $500,000 for letting Jalen Ramsey get under his skin and him getting caught spitting on him.
Jalen Ramsey,
Yeah.
or you're giving it to Jamar Chase.
To Chase.
Okay,
Yeah,
I thought you were giving it to Jalen Ramsey.
for letting Ramsey get under his skin.
Yeah, it's definitely hollow man.
And losing. I didn't know his game checks were that much. Jeez.
$500,000, jeez.
It's like
that also means he's got a lot of money.
It's 440,000, and
Yeah.
plus like he gets incentives like 50 something bonuses for playing. So yeah, just over $500,000 for missing a game.
Damn.
And a big game at that. Like, not that you guys are in it, but I mean playing against the Steelers.
What you got, Calbs?
Nolan. Hollow man.
My hollow man's Keon Coleman. Can't be missing meetings, and then on top of that, your absence allowed for Gabe Davis to come in off the street and ball out off the streets.
He's right off the
Your
street.
job.
Off the streets, yeah. Take your job. He looked a lot more seamless of a fit in that offense yesterday than Keon has this season.
I think
Tough day for him.
there was a stat that Gabe Davis had 6.8 yards of separation on a few of his routes.
Oh wow!
And Keon Coleman was 2.4.
Yeah, that tracks.
Dude, I wouldn't. Honestly, I would leave Gabe Davis out there. and
No doubt.
I'd see what happens.
No
I mean,
doubt.
he's got to get the ball a lot down the stretch
Damn,
because
that got to hurt, though.
trust, man. Trust is a powerful thing.
Seeing that trade deadline.
Okay, so who won the Hollow Man?
Jamar Chase.
Jamar
via
Chase. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Good
about
pick.
to say,
Yeah, it's a good pick.
Reed, you're lucky. You was one pick away from me thinking this is rigged in a way. In a way, yeah.
I was waiting for something.
Right? You see it too, Beau. Like Beau noticed it too.
No, I was hoping that was Cowboy strategy. I was pushing for that.
STL Memorial.
Ooh.
I can start. Going with the Prince, Bryce Young. 500 million yards or whatever he threw for yesterday. Incredible
50-11.
day at the office. Beat the blitz. It looked like a master's class out there. Great job from him.
STL Memorial is going to Josh Hines Allen, breaking the Jaguars sack record from Tony Brackens. Is it Tony?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony Brackens has the record now. I mean, Allen has the record now at 56. So congrats to him, and hopefully he can keep setting the bar in that record, especially this year, get a few more sacks for us before this season is over.
I'm going to go with Rams punter, Ethan Evans. Okay, I had to look up his name. That's how STL Memorial this fucking guy is, dude. Didn't even know his name. We're all dragging their special teams through the mud, and you'd be hard pressed to find a guy who made a bigger play that nobody's really talking about. I think that punt to end the game was it's season altering.
Mm-hmm.
You think about, like, you might not go to Seattle in the playoffs for this very reason.
Who was on that game? Because the color guy
Olsen.
Greg Olsen,
Yeah.
was like, man, that is one. And they were getting real close on the pylon to see how close he got on that one punt. That was cool.
If you'll notice, Greg Olson's at the center of the football universe, deservedly so. Like, he's the guy driving press conference questions about personnel usage and run pass, and he's calling the game with the coaches that have been forced to answer questions that he brought up. It's just like, dude, he's so good at his job.
Mm-hmm.
I said this yesterday, we were watching him. Like, he calls things out so much faster than the other guys.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, like, I know they could all see it if maybe they had our vantage point, but, like, he's snappy with it. So shout out to Greg.
Shout out, Greg. Beau.
STL Memorial down in Bermuda. Danielle Hunter, I feel like, Chris, we talk about this, but every year he just gets like 14 or 15 sacks, and you're always like, oh, wow. Like, you're surprised by it, and you shouldn't be, but he had a sack and a half down in Bermuda against the Titans. And, I mean, he's a great edge rusher, man. Will Anderson also had a sack, but Danielle Hunter is fucking nice with it. So STL for him, sack and a half against the Tennessee Titans.
We're going Josh Hines Allen. Great game. Great win for the Jags.
You scared him. You scared Cowboy.
No, dude, I just got to give love for dudes knocking down records.
I love it.
Pretty special.
It is a pretty special record.
And we end with the game ball.
Game ball. Giving the game ball to Reed Dickerson. You know,
Hey.
going with the punches.
Shout out Cabs.
The moments. I mean, we had an idea for the moment.
Yeah.
Last couple of weeks, you just getting it all together, Reed. I think you deserve the game ball, man.
He deserves the game ball. I agree. Hard to disagree. I'm going to give the game ball to Reed's parents because Reed's parents made Reed. And if John didn't, you know,
keep it going.
Shout out Randy and Sue.
Who's going to keep it going?
You know what? Now that you mentioned that, Chris, I'm going to give the game ball to Reed's girlfriend.
Yeah.
She's just willing to put up with him 24/7, and to me,
Shout out Emily.
her name is Emily.
You
motherfucker. Yeah, you ruined it.
He wasn't going to get it.
Was it?
He wasn't going
I'm
to get it.
definitely going to get it. Come on, run that tape back.
No, I'm going to tell you who got the game ball. The game ball is the Eagles D-line. I'm giving it to, you know, there's nothing better when you walk in the locker room after a big game, and they're like, game balls, and they look at you, and they look at not just you, but your whole group, and you guys get to share it together. The whole D-line gets a game ball. That's the best sentence in post-game football, and those guys absolutely deserve it. we talked about it earlier, just dominant, pulled the Lions card up front. That's what the fuck happened last night. Let's not get it twisted. And, it's not just the interior guys, the edges as well. That front was ferocious. Did they get a game ball in real life? They probably did.
They should have.
They should have.
My
Might not be
game
good
ball
enough to win here, but,
to keep the Cowboy Reed love going, I'll do a game ball for Zendy. Cowboy Reed's incredible dog, the sweet pup, best dog in the world. And then my secondary game ball is Chris Shula. He is becoming Sam Darnold's boogeyman. Had that group ready to roll yesterday. The front was awesome. Got pressure all
He was
day.
great.
He related to
The
Don?
coverage was great too.
Yes, absolutely.
He related to Don?
No doubt.
Absolutely. Without question.
Yo, I tell you what. Anytime we went to Miami,
Man, there's some good coaches with the name Shula.
Hell yeah. Hey. Anytime we went to Miami. Shout out to Al Groh.
I know it's gonna be a restaurant thing.
Yeah, Don Shula's. We used to stay at that little hotel where Don Shula's is. Do you remember that when we played Miami?
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
Coach Groh used to have us in the spots, but now thinking about it, it used to be spots that he just wanted to go and hang out at. But I respect that. If you're a coach,
you know what?
Right?
Yeah.
Because that Miami hotel
That's what coaches do, dude. They build the whole trip around them. And
Yes.
I'm not saying Al Groh did that,
But you're supposed
if that
to.
was the case, we wouldn't have been staying at a truck stop in Wyoming.
Yep.
But most coaches, not Al Groh, but like pro coaches, if you'll notice, they build the whole fucking trip based on
where you want to have
we
dinner?
take the wives out for dinner, bro? Like, are you serious right now, coach? We have a curfew?
Yep.
But you don't?
But Don Shula's, we used to have that hotel right next to Don Shula's in Miami when we used to play them down there.
Yeah.
And best steak ever.
That's a good place.
Great.
Good place.
You guys have a couple steaks before that 48-0 drubbing?
Oh yeah, we just sat up there and ate ribeye till 2 in the morning, and then
potatoes.
We were like gorged with our food, and then we just leaned on the Hurricanes, bro.
Lean.
We were, and that's another thing. The Rock did the coin toss. He ain't that big.
He's really not.
He wasn't at that time.
No.
I don't know if he was kind of like like between movies, so to speak.
Could have been.
But I was kind of like, we'll take care of the Rock after the game.
Right?
We'll take care of the Hurricanes. I'm just joking. Rock's the man. The Rock's the man.
Dwayne.
All right.
Hey, winner, all you guys in here, and
We all
Beau.
won. Yeah.
We all won.
It's a
Game
circle
ball to
jerk.
all y'all.
It's a circle
Tanner,
jerk.
Charlie, Chris, Nate,
Yeah.
Nolan, Beau. Everyone
yeah.
gets a game ball.
Everyone
gets a game ball.
I think I actually got
Get
it.
a game ball.
I think it was
Hands.
a game.
Oh,
You get
shit.
it. You get
Hands.
a game ball.
Game ball. Hey, game ball to the. I want to give a game ball to the. I want to give a game ball to the loyal locals,
Hell
the
yeah.
listeners, the watchers. You guys have been in here for
chat.
3 hours and 38 minutes, and it honestly, as people that do this show, I don't know if I can speak for the other guys. I'm sure Beau would be like, I don't know about that, but like, it feels like it flies by for us. And I understand we're throwing a lot at you on Monday, but we do again. We aim to please. So even if your team only played in the Bermuda Triangle Bowl, or we spent most of the time talking about Shador Sanders and you're a Browns fan and you wanted more, like, just know that we are thinking of you and we try to get it all done on Mondays. So thank you for sitting in and hanging tight. We got a viral moment? No? No viral moment. I'll give you a little nugget tonight. Raiders Cowboys, no notes. I think the Raiders cover. I think the Raiders might win this game.
Debut of Quinnen Williams.
This is the type of game the Raiders find a way to win. Facts. I don't know about you. You got any first touchdown, anytime touchdown scores?
Probably just because I'm playing Reed, so I just want Ashton Genty to have a pretty big game.
And you want George Pickens to not have a good game.
Yes, I do.
That's hate.
It is hate.
Raiders are getting 3.5 points. Total is 49.5. It's gonna be a good one.
You hang that hook.
And this isn't a viral moment, but this is something we could think about going to.
Yeah.
And I have a built-in excuse for the wives. A strip club in Charlotte gets Charlotte's first Michelin star for their wings.
What's it called?
The Men's Club of Charlotte.
Really?
Yes.
Michelin star.
Yes, that means the wings are fire.
So, better than Magic
Dang.
City. Hey, I never did
Has
get
to
that
be.
motorcycle jacket in the mail from Mr. Magic. I got to hit him up.
They got you.
But no, they didn't get me. They just didn't have it in my size. I got to get that motorcycle jacket, though.
But yeah, strip club wins Charlotte's first Michelin star, man. And I'm thinking
Like of all restaurants or all strip clubs?
Look, this is not a bad place. Look at this.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the Crystal City restaurant?
No.
There's a place in Northern Virginia, or like that people live in D.C. go up there and they say it's like a strip club, and you eat like sushi in there. Not my thing. Let me just say.
Perfect. Sushi is sushi.
Like people
You don't go to strip clubs for the fish?
Sushi is sushi, baby.
That's baked into the observation. They also have steak and all this shit. Supposedly it's a really good restaurant, but I'm like, I could just never be like, yeah, like let me get 6 ounces of salmon. Like, what? You're crazy, dude.
No way.
They don't serve oysters in there. I'll tell you that much. They don't want that.
That's smart.
That is a good someone in the chat.
We gotta go.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Yeah, it's a 3-hour, 40-minute show.
But hey, you say what you call it. I think this is a Cowboys spot tonight.
You do,
because it's what you call it, emotional. It's the first game since Buddy passed away.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And Quinn Williams' first game.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So maybe that's always weird in a building.
Well, I'm not going to argue with that. It is going to be emotional, but I do feel like the Raiders match up okay. All right, y'all take care.